Hello, everybody. How we doing today?
Better
Wait,
before
I'm
Pat's last joke.
bald. Like, wait, unless I do that. Wait. There you go.
Yeah, me too. I'm also bald like Wade.
Yeah.
No, look at my hair. You might see.
I'm literally in your fucking head. I hate you.
You know, Wade, we're all bald on the
Oh,
inside.
hey.
Wait, my hair is
Just
so my head is so shiny bald. You might even see your reflection.
Ah.
Come on, you know that's funny.
Come on, that was good.
You got a huh out of me. That's all you're getting.
I saw you trying to perk up your lips so you didn't laugh. That was funny.
Oh, jeez. All right, so
That's some funny shit right there.
as requested, we are going to give everybody a little bit of a fill-in of what happened this past session. Sorry, this past few sessions. Past several sessions. What's are we on session like 11?
I think
what it's
we're
named.
All right.
This is
then-
called
so-
Witcher Crimson Spirit Session 11.
All right, so technically it's 12 sessions because we had that session 0 with you and Pat before. So
Technically, I think we're still in traveling from that like half-day
Oh,
journey.
no. Oh God.
I think so.
Yeah, you guys are gonna hear some terms here you're not gonna know. One's like a Faerun minute.
Yeah.
Scott like to
That
get,
means
he's like,
about
give
3
me a
hours,
minute.
4 hours. If
It's
Faerun minutes-
Faerunian minute is
about
about
4
anywhere
hours.
from 2 hours to 10 hours.
Yeah.
And then travel time in our Witcher game, if you're going half a mile, it takes anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks to get that far.
To be fair
You may
though,
not bring any dirt gnomes with you.
you guys have to be at least 7th level to unlock fast travel. That's just this is the rules of the game. That's how it
Anyway,
works.
did we level up last week?
Someone clip this. I want you guys to clip this.
At
because-
least.
We'll never get to level 7.
Yep, that's right. For some reason, we've been level 6 for 5 seasons. Did you guys already level up once? You did level up recently. Shut up, Wade. All right, so let us tell the story. So the campaign opened up with two good old friends, Derb and Dorian, walking down a late summer day, early summer evening. It was hot as balls out as they walk into a tavern known as the Cockatrice Inn in the region of the Witcher world known as Toussaint. So as they went into this establishment, they, had some drinks, talked to some of the locals, had a bit of conversation, finding out about the nearby problem. Seems as though there had been a lot of vampires that have been plaguing the region as of late, caused even a bit of a war between the guards and the knights of Toussaint and the vampires in the area.
I thought we were in Delftgard, by the way.
Luckily, there was a witcher in the area that had taken care of the problem by the name of Geralt of Rivia. He resolved the issue, was awarded a vineyard, and went on his merry way sometime
Gerald's
later.
here?
Shh, you.
Gerald. Right, Wade?
Flash forward about a year in the future. Oh, no.
Oh, God.
So it begins. Flash forward a year in the
go on.
future. Oh God, it's so creepy. Oh no, they're populating. It's like asexual reproduction. Rita, no. Rita, I see your eyes searching for it. Bad Rita, no. You see her trying? She's like zoomed in on it. Where's Pika? At least Wade doesn't know how to work Snapchat, so we're good. He's too much of a boomer, so we're safe.
Avocado toast.
My avocado toast.
Okay, so focusing on the game, he had left and gone on his merry way. Unfortunately, not all vampires had left the region. They continued to plague the town for a degree of time. Oh no, God, it's so cursed. Overhearing some of the conversation, and actually, it looks really good. Oh God. Oh, it's so creepy, Wade. It's so creepy.
I don't have to search for
You
that
look like a
filter.
younger Mitch McConnell. Like, that's what you look like, okay? It's really creepy.
How about
anything like
avocado toast?
Oh, God.
Go
All
on.
right. The eyebrows are gone. Oh, God. I'm gonna stare at the camera. This, you know what? This will allow me to get through your insanity. So,
Stare right at the camera.
I will not blink away. Focus. God, it's so creepy. Luckily for, unluckily, the vampires in the area will continue to plague the citizens and whatnot that happen to be around. This is where a passerby happened to overhear a bit of the conversation and interject. The two of you are introduced to, for the first time ever, you're hearing of a female witcher. This is where Atelia comes in. Atelia overhear the conversation, interjecting a bit herself, finds out that there's even more than just the vampires plaguing the area, that there's actually an Alep that happens to be not too far by as well, based off the description and everything that you heard. Investigating that, the Alep turns out to be a bit of a fight, and one that she's not easily able to overcome. As a matter of fact, she's put to sleep, carried upstairs, strung up, and looks as though she's going to be consumed by the Alep. Luckily, she's able to narrowly get free and run away. But then, after interacting with the fourth and final team member to join the party, a kind of a kind of local doctor of sorts by the name of Ember, you guys were able to kind of piece together some clues. There apparently seems to be a curse that's existing, a curse that's making it so the vampires in the area, if they get taste for any particular person's blood, they are now have bloodlust for that particular person and must continue to harvest on that particular person until either the vampire dies or their host dies. They almost become parasitic to that one person. And this is causing the vampires to not leave the area, to just continue harvesting from here. Working together as a unit, you guys are able to discover kind of like the foundation of this curse, linked to the weapon that was used by Geralt to actually kill the vampire that had caused them to come to this area in the first place, and destroy that weapon. You choose not to try to salvage any of those materials out of fear of what that might do, and just utterly destroy this very powerful silver blade. After that thing's destruction, you guys take a couple weeks of rest, relaxation, kind of work on a little side projects, even crafts some new armor, because Durb happens to be an incredible smith. Crafts some new armor for the Witcher herself. Find out rumors, or at least say Telia finds out rumors of some Kikimor in the region, as well as some necrophages, what are they called? Drowners in the area. Investigate the drowner situation and kill them. They happen to go to a town by the name of Greensboro. They know that there's some significance to that name. Somebody of importance came from here. Can't put two and two together. Wade had children with Kelly EM. Their children are put inside bear traps and killed because the two of them are terrible parents. Kelly dies because Kylie deserves it. And after Kylie dies, the children are freed from the bear traps. And most of this is nonsensical because that's what happens when Wade's involved. All right, Darth, Sidious.
Kermit the Frog, Darth.
Did I do a good
the
enough
Lord
job?
of the Sith.
Okay. Did I do a good enough job recapping for you, Darth Kermit?
Yes, you did a great
I
job.
give it a solid D.
Okay. Oh,
Just like I give everyone a solid D. Hey yo.
Tyler, I didn't know you were here. How's Chilluminati? No. Yeah, Chilluminati? No. No, what's the I forget what's Tyler's community called?
Illuminati!
Oh, it's Illuminati. Chilluminati's Mike. Okay, sorry.
You fucking fool!
Oh.
Ghost!
So sorry.
Moisturize me.
All right. God damn it, I could not look at the cameras because hey, that actually looks really good, Messi. Looks really good. Like that's
It's a
that's
beauty
like,
filter.
yeah, no, seriously, it's really nice. It makes you think of like the average Floridian. It's good. Rena. Psst, Rena. It's like staring into a mirror, right?
Why?
Right?
What?
Like,
Why
come
would
on.
you do this?
Rena, look directly at your camera. It's
No.
like your it's like a doppelganger. It's like uncanny.
Oh, here's my Scott one. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. Well,
Well,
Wow. That's what Scott looks like?
just regular Shrek.
Messy with the big brain plays over there.
Actually, it's kind of a small brain play because I only used the filter.
You have that one on deck, just ready to
Yeah,
go.
I got a quick line for that one. Did you really recap everything? I really wasn't listening.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he recapped everything.
I thought
Talking about bear traps.
I tried really hard to focus and only got goofy. Oh, God, wait, that's so cursed.
I feel like the ghost from Casper, like one of his brothers. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the really skinny one.
You look like Dasper.
Jasper, hi.
Yeah, Jasper.
I feel like I need to have this kind of voice, you know? I need Scott's voice for this.
Hey, ladies, gentlemen. We all know that's not how I sound.
That's not what I sound like.
That's not how I sound.
My voice
I'm a DM.
is still rather hoarse, but we all know I've got that baritone.
Did you hear that?
With
I'm
your
a
horse,
horse.
you sound like you're having a cow.
Oh, God. What the fuck?
Don't mind my shoulders.
Oh. I was at work all day. I can't handle this. Oh, my God.
Yeah, Scott, tell us the truth. Did you have a hard day at work?
It was utterly. That's all I got. Utterly. I stopped there.
It was
Let's see. Is Scott telling the truth? Oh no!
I tell you, could you do me a favor and could you please rein in your team so we could actually do stories and stuff?
I'm trying to get it together here.
Chaos.
We're in session 11. Is that what we're?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Rena's still at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Rena's over here hacking the Pentagon, trying to get all of her notes up.
Honestly.
Meanwhile, we're switching through filters.
I got it all up. I just was making a note.
All right,
of
Rena
which
got it
session
up.
this
That's
is.
good. That's good.
You're doing a great job, Rena. I believe in you.
Thanks for the support.
You're welcome. I believe.
I decided to start taking notes, so I'll actually have some for last session.
how to roll a fucking dice. Elmo.
Whoa.
Can you
Rena?
remind me though, right where we were?
Yeah. I think you were still trying to pry open the bear traps for Kelly and Wade's children.
I don't
Aren't they dead?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I
They
think
died
they are
too.
dead.
Didn't
Yeah.
they die?
Oh yeah, I had a vision.
Oh,
That was
oh,
right.
That's right.
I had a vision.
Yes, Bear had a vision.
We were
but
collecting our
he
money.
didn't- He's not told us yet. No,
Yeah,
he was like
so
acting a
the,
little sus, and we were like, "You good?
the
You
very
good?"
so,
he was
so
like, "Yeah, I'm okay."
all the stuff about the bear traps, that was a side jokey thing because Wade's weird. Check the VODs. Anyways,
bear
so
traps are cute.
literally the end of the combat with the drowners, something about watching the drowners go after the townsfolk and Bear taking a bit of damage. I described Bear as being like a local doctor of sorts. Truth be told, he's actually a source, or by source I mean like he has incredibly powerful innate magic boiling through his blood, and as a source he's trying to teach himself to control it, but he'll never have true control because he's never went through the the Congress of Sorceresses or the Wizarding School. You're a wizard, Ari. He never went through any of that stuff to teach him how to properly contain that. So sometimes all that energy kind of boils up and goes, and bad things happen. But this time it wasn't that bad. Instead, everybody's like, "Do we kill him?" As he's sitting there like, "Do we kill him?" And then he had a vision. I'll actually allow Messi to re-describe that vision for what transpired.
Sure. First, I should say, when you said that he didn't have any kind of magic training, that is correct. But I did make it to Hogwarts. But when I sat down and they put the sorting cap on me, it just said, "Get this guy the fuck out of here right now." So they threw me out, and I wasn't allowed back in. So
that
they
was
said
rather
the first time
crass.
that's ever happened.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a bunch of middle schoolers too. I don't know why it said that in front of them. Yeah, there it is.
The Sorting Hat's just like, no.
Yeah, he was kind of mad. What was your question though? It wasn't.
What actually happened in your vision?
Oh. Well, I was in a familiar shop. It was full of potions and strange, ingredients like frog legs and tears, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Whispering woods. Just weird stuff you'd find. A man came in, and he was yelling about something. He was arguing with the shop owner about something, and I had like a sense of dread, like something bad was going to happen. So I backed up, and as I'm backing up, he gets big and hairy, and muscly, and he gets these big sharp teeth like my grandma, and he gets these big muscles like no one in this stream, and he just starts knocking everything off the tables and like destroying everything.
Rita's right there, dude.
Yeah, seriously, Rita's so thick. I mean, did you see her?
And he's getting all these burns on him.
Thicker
and,
than my beard.
And then he leaves the room, and it like kind of like have a dream like fades into another dream. I'm seeing the werewolf thing overlooking the city that is all too familiar for us. I believe the city that we're in currently, right?
No. It's
The
actually
last city?
the city that was inside the session 0 of Wade and Pat.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, so town is really what you should be saying.
Grundleville.
it's a small town
Grundleville.
where I used to have my medical practice. Then, right? That town.
What was that? I'm sorry.
The town I used to have my little medical practice in that I got kicked out of.
No. Again,
Different town?
No. To the north, the town. Everything that's transpired in this campaign thus far, sessions 1 through 11. Well, 11 to happen, is in Tucson. That's actually outside of Tucson. It's actually just north of the mountains. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So nowhere we've been in this campaign yet.
Correct. Aside from their session 0, and where your character had been in his backstory.
Gotcha.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Perfect.
Perfect.
So a city we probably won't ever go to. We'll never know
Never. Oh no, totally
how that
not.
ends. So yeah, that's good. Glad I don't have to roost my roosters. What is it?
No.
Reap what I sow. I don't know, something like that.
Oh God.
Just your roosters, dude.
The hens come home to roost.
Yeah.
All right.
Count
So
my roosters before they hen. That's
Wherever
what I'm
you
saying.
rooster, there you
count your
sow.
chickens before they hatch.
Count. So yeah, count from Sesame Street. That's right.
Count Chocula.
Oh, count chocolate.
Okay. Well, it was good valiant effort.
Sesame Street? Fuck that! Elmo Street! Motherfucker!
Elmo Street.
deserve their fucking feathers on his ass! Motherfucker!
Dude, Big Bird died. Show some respect.
Where you cut out?
Wow.
Did he laugh?
He's a very evil little shit.
I mean, he always was.
Evil.
Yes, he is.
Evil. You mean the devil?
Devil's my bitch!
Oh, hell no. There will not be any devils here.
So listen, I wanted to post something to chat before we really dive into the session. Chat, you guys are both good and bad. You see, you're good because you give me things like DM dice. Okay,
Doesn't seem
3
like
of
a
you.
good thing.
And unfortunately, you're bad because you give them like things like rerolls. Sorry.
I don't want to mess up my camera.
luck
I
dice.
can't do it.
Now, oh, that's right. Yeah, yes. Haha. What have
I
you
don't want to
broken?
risk it.
All right,
Do
now,
it,
Now listen.
coward.
With these dice that we're referring to, you give them so many rerolls, spending your init and exclamation point INIT to see how much initiative you have. By spending things like your initiative, you give them so many reroll luck dice that
Why are
they
you guys giving him DM's dice? Don't do that.
you
Don't do that.
you effectively make it so that they always have so much luck. So I was thinking of something nifty that we might want to add as an option. I was thinking what maybe a cool option is every time they hit, I don't know, what's a good buyout? Let's say 15 luck. Every time they hit 15 luck dice, they can actually exchange that, kind of like switching out like a couple of ones for like a 5 or something, right? They can exchange that for a reroll. But hold on. Not a reroll like what you need to do to make Rena seem like she actually is useful to have in the campaign. A force Daleric to reroll. So they could trade in 15 luck to make me reroll a die, which could potentially save their booties in a situation. How do we
I don't like
this?
where this is going, which just makes me feel like you're going to be cheating something to roll stupidly high.
No.
Oh no, I rolled a
That's
one.
the
Oh, I
risk,
really
though,
hope
like,
no
yeah,
one
and
in
then he has
chat
to-
gives me a reroll.
No, you're misunderstanding.
No.
Right
You're
now.
misunderstanding.
No, I would never do that.
No, you're misunderstanding. You guys cash in
Why do you
50
sound like Owen Wilson?
He's saying we cash in our rerolls to force
To make
Scott.
You
him
cash
reroll.
in your luck dice to force me to reroll.
Oh, our
15
luck dice.
for one reroll sounds like a great deal.
I mean, like right
Like
now,
if we want him to do worse on a roll, we could have him reroll. But what if he does better?
you guys have 16 luck dice.
Oh my god.
It's growing.
I don't know. Don't you think chat's already too nice to us? And doesn't
No.
push
Sorry,
us
Scott. I
enough?
don't think you picked a winner.
I wanted their opinion, but I want you guys to make the decision. You know, So you guys can trade in luck dice to force me to reroll. But the question is, how many luck dice for one reroll? I was thinking 15 was a good number.
I personally say nay, just because I like it sometimes when it makes the combat and everything else just a little bit more interesting when you outroll us.
I mean,
Would you?
Personally,
well,
It's
Wade's
taking so long to
dying
decide
before
Wade's
us.
died. Damn it.
We like okay. So say you re-roll, would you be able to use DM dice on the re-roll or no?
All reroll mechanics apply when reroll happens, which means you have to keep the second roll, so on and so forth.
So if he rolls an 11 and then rolls a 4 on Daddy's dice and gets a 15, and we have him re-roll and he gets a 14, then he would get an 18. So you'd have to roll
I
less
don't
than the
know.
original
Having
roll.
15 luck sounds more useful than a reroll that can
That's how I
instantly
feel.
backfire.
I mean, to be clear, accept.
I don't like that. What are you accepting?
1, 2, 3, 4. You guys now have 20 luck dice.
Oh my god.
Oh, hold on. Make that 21.
Hey, thanks.
That's
Hey,
enough for
thank you.
one reroll or 20 real nice boosts.
I think the
I
idea,
know, like I like our luck dice, but I
Yeah.
think it should cap out at a certain time. Like we
doesn't-
can only
that's not gonna
have
make
like
a difference though, because we're still gonna. If it caps at 20, then every single time we use.
I wouldn't
5,
even
we're
say
gonna get
20. I was
5
gonna say like 7.
I was gonna say it. 20 is already a lot of luck.
Yeah,
What's
I
the
think
max we've
anything
ever
less.
gotten?
We have 21 right now.
27, I think you've had at one point.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me think about something else too. All right.
I was gonna say even like 3 or like 5, like, you know what I mean? Because I mean, being able to luck dice or even like re-roll anything is like huge. I feel in D&D.
yeah, especially
Huge.
especially since it's so consistent. Another
Right.
thing I was thinking is maybe because that way it's not always there as a huge mechanic. Maybe having roll-ins too. So every
I wouldn't even mind if it was just stuff to get help Rena, like you guys have been doing, like the ingredients thing, right? No, not
Yeah.
help Rena like role wise. I'm saying like help
Poor
Rena
Rena.
with like no for like more like
need all the help
ingredients
I
for
can
what
get.
she needs it to do. Like there's not much I need as a bard. There's not much Wade. Well, I mean Wade could use more stuff to
Make
to
stuff.
Hey, Rena.
make stuff.
Yeah,
Rena
that
doesn't
was
need
just
our help.
gr-
Uh-oh.
growing-
I don't
growing
know
up
what
at
Ember
home-
needs, but I mean
Growing up at home, were you the disappointment there too?
Who said
looks
that
like
we
she
get to
wants to-
talk about real life
talking
stuff?
about
I
that.
come here to escape, Scott.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I just wanted to. The
I
answer
don't
is
need
yes.
a reminder.
That means yes.
Well, I think the problem Scott's trying to fix is that we have too much luck.
Is the fact that luck is a endless flow. So try to make it so you don't lose value
yeah,
while
and
still having a
that's-
limitation
That's
to it.
where
What
I'm like, I feel like we've gotten a little bit spoiled with it. If I'm being completely
No,
honest.
I love it. I love it to keep coming in. I just want to have it so it can upgrade, but at a small cost. Like another option I was thinking is instead of trading it in to force me to reroll, it sounds like
I
you
wouldn't
guys
mind
like
like
the
an automatic success, not like overwhelming success.
Excuse
No,
me,
no,
Mr.
no, no,
Auto
no, no.
17s. You're already
I-
bad enough. Bad Pat.
Not to
you
throw a
gonna say,
cow,
like,
but
it-
15 for one reroll seems a bit moo.
It'd be a DM reroll. So like if a boss is about
It's a-
to one,
It's a moo point.
Right, but I mean,
That's
the
a word.
reroll could still benefit. You know what I mean? Like,
So hold on.
Well, sure.
I'm not sure what Messi was saying, but I was going to suggest instead we upgrade the D4, right? So
Whoa.
so
I
when
thought you
you
were gonna say like
okay.
you tend to re-roll our rolls because that used to be a thing that you like took away and you're adding back sometimes. But if it was just like turn in 10 to
well,
re-roll,
because we have that technically with some of the chats,
yeah,
like high trains.
check can already
Some,
give you guys
yeah.
rerolls. Yeah.
Well, I thought you took that away though. I thought
Well,
you
why
guys
don't we
only, like,
think
a
about
sometimes
this? Let's not waste our entire session talking about this. Why don't we think
No,
about
you know
this and
what?
come back to it later on?
thing.
Just
Okay.
just pose the options because I want to play the goddamn game.
Yeah, me too.
God, I want to play the game.
So you think like use
Actually,
2 dice to do a d6? What is that?
there you go, wait.
Oh,
Don't
Scott, your
look at
fly's
it.
down, dude. On stream.
Hold on, wait. Oh, you couldn't see anything anyways.
It doesn't look like this, that's for sure.
Yeah, I never see anything. So like 2 luck die for 1 d6 luck die instead of a d4, like that kind of thing. Like upgrade it by using more luck.
Yeah. I would say like if you spend
I
3,
wouldn't make
You
I like
do.
that.
maybe just as a last resort thing here, just for more food for thought. I wouldn't even mind giving up like 5 or more, and I'll let Scott decide on how much to give us advantage on the next roll. I don't know if that's too. I don't.
Advantage
I mean,
is so powerful because advantage makes.
I think it needs to fit the situation. It can't be like I'm gonna pick up a crossbow that I've never picked up before and I want to get advantage on it.
What it is like because when you roll a d20, you have a 5% chance of rolling a natty 1, right? Which is what nobody wants to do. Once you add advantage on there, it's like some math person in chat can. Yeah, it makes it 1 in 400 to roll a natty 1 or something like that. So.
Right, but it can still happen. Plus, we would be giving away a bunch of our luck. Like you said, I wouldn't mind it being like 15 or something like great. If you want to keep how many luck dice we have, it would have to be something big. But if it's something important for Rena to know, like, oh, she can get this, she can get, if she's trying to pull out like a sword from something and she wants to get it.
Just trying to say is I don't mind playing with mulligans when Rena's here. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying, if it takes her 5 or 6 extra strokes to get out of the dirt, we won't count them.
I keep choosing Rena because she's the most important character here. All right, we've just met Ember and figured out what he's worth doing crazy, scary shit. Wade and I are just kind of like side NPCs.
Yeah, but looking at math, I like advantage.
It's how I imagine Derb, actually.
Well, why don't we get to the game and we can play with these ideas. Advantage, I think, is huge, but upgrading the luck die or forcing me to reroll, I think, are definitely feasible options, and we'll come back to the D6 that like spend 3.
I wouldn't mind advantage, but it would have to cost like a lot of luck dice, like more than what you were recommending. Like if we have
I'd say 20.
That's what I'm saying. Like it would have to be 20 or more. Yep. Like I wasn't expecting anything less than 20.
Yeah.
20 luck for one advantage.
I can ask Josh to update the API to incorporate the math for that too, because Josh totally has all the time on his hands with a brand new baby. He has all the time on his hands.
That seems like a big brain statement you got there.
Yeah, big brain. All right, boys, girl.
Yes.
Ready.
What is his big head check? Oh my god.
Big brain.
Rena broke her camera, and so she's feeling very left out right now.
I don't know. I'm not.
Why is your head so small?
Mine's so small.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Let me try.
I mean, that's literally what I would have to do, but I didn't want to waste time. I have to rejoin.
How many herbs have we got?
Oh shit.
So many herbs.
Oh.
Dude, so many herbs. When you guys are traveling, I'll roll for a herb. So you guys can get them.
Yeah, tell me because I've got that up and I'm.
Oh, you want to do herb now? All right, fine. Last meta thing,
out of the way.
then we'll bring it into chat. Okay, so herbs. If anybody's gonna add herbs, do it now while we're rolling for herbs. So far, you got 2. Oh shit! I just
give me more green.
I just accepted something else by accident. What was it? Oh, it was a DM's dice. That's fine. So it's
no.
Oh, that's fine.
Decline that.
The chat members who give him DM dice. I think we should help the DM.
Hey, Wade, look what we rolled.
Hey, an Aether.
Wade, are you excited? Wade, are you excited?
Oh yeah, I never see ones. Wow!
Jesus Christ. Rena, we can't do, we can do drowner brain tissue for that Aether. That makes sense. Herb 2. Oh, Jesus Christ, they're filling you up with herbs. Is it 3?
Woo!
For this one, we're gonna have you find some. Oh, didn't we find Al marrow before? No, we didn't. We did not. No, we didn't.
Al
Oh yeah, Al marrow.
Al Ghul's in this game. Batman's canon.
Al marrow.
Ra's al Ghul.
Remember you were finding it like underneath their fingers and stuff like that. You had found it. Let's see some
Rebus Philbin.
Oh no. Some Rebus. We can easily have that be another wing membrane because of all the vampires. Hold on, let me. Oh Jesus, so many herbs.
Say Wade membrane.
Wing.
Potato toast.
All right, Rena, you ready?
Yes.
This one's gonna be hydrogen. This one is gonna be a tendon.
Okay.
Avocado toast.
This one is Quabreth. This one is going to be some sulfur, nice and easy.
Awesome.
Which one is that, Messy?
3. This one's vitriol. Vitriol is going to be beast fangs.
Batman canon.
I'll find it.
Quabreth is going to be. Oh, you're in a swamp. Honeysuckle doesn't grow in a swampy area.
Honeysuckle doesn't grow in a swamp.
Sulfur.
What?
Call my as.
Call?
Aether,
Oh my
Wade. Aether.
A-
Oh,
Some more-
another one.
Some more adrenal brain tissue.
Oh!
Got a lot of that.
Yeah, which is
Makes
awesome
sense,
because that's
though.
albedo. You know what I mean? Albedo's great because it's great for the for less toxin, so you can actually drink more potions, which you
look
struggled
so
with before.
tired.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then Aether again, which is more adrenal brain tissue, which again you killed a bunch of drowners, so again that makes sense.
Yep. Okay.
Awesome. So with
All right.
unfortunately you don't have a lot of albedo,
No.
but being able to craft things with all
I have
albedo,
a lot of albedo.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Wade.
Wait, Scott, Patrick and I are using the same filter, but look at.
Dude, it's your glasses.
What's that one called?
Take your glasses off.
Oh my God, why do you look like that,
Hey,
man?
Take your
what's that one
glasses off.
called?
Do I look tired now?
Lean into it like he is.
I can barely
No.
I've
see.
been waiting for this
Oh, there
game
you
to
go.
start for 84 years.
You know what the issue is? That
That our
Patrick
GM refuses to start the game.
Patrick actually has a little bit of melanin in his skin, and you don't, which is funny because he lives in California and you live in Florida. Like,
Is it called tired that you guys are using?
oh, what
Call
do you
my.
wait?
Just type
What?
call my.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
Whoa.
When you hit the booth too hard.
Why is
I
this
think
called
that's it.
tired? Do
I
I
think
look
that's it.
tired?
Nobody used the healing potions I gave them last session, right?
Correct.
No.
No.
Okay, good.
Still have them.
Good.
All right. All right. Cool. Let us
All right.
let us get to the actual game.
Let us.
The
Actually,
game. What?
Rita, you get so many ingredients now. It's friggin' awesome.
Dude, why do I look like Kronk?
You don't.
Pull the lever.
I think he means he doesn't mean Gronkowski. He means Kronk like from
Yeah.
Pull the
Emperor's New
lever,
Groove.
Kronk. It's from my new groove.
Yeah.
Goose poison.
Can we?
Poison for Cusco.
Oh, guys, look, I'm Markiplier. I'm the big head. Sorry. I'm ready to go.
I don't think that's what Mark looks like. I could be mistaken.
Have you not seen the big E?
No. What's the big E?
God. Start the game.
Okay.
Talking about E.
I always feel left out.
You can't see the big E. You definitely need corrective vision.
Oh God, wait.
Wait, can you change your filter?
Oh.
Is there a problem with this one?
It's a lot of teeth.
Yeah, you're playing into it a little too well.
I
It's scaring
have
me.
the same amount as most humans.
Most. You're not
One
from
less than
Florida.
last week, huh?
Oh.
I fixed it. You can't even tell.
Sorry.
Okay. What the hell?
Woo! Wah!
Does that say until election?
I choose
right.
to
Oh, it does say
That's
election.
not
This
right.
is,
to lead
this
the
is
session
called
off
my
right,
birthday.
Scott. To start the session off right, I want to
there's
cast
a-
a spell.
Oh, is it magic missile?
No, I want to know what the weather's gonna be like.
Oh, it's good. All right, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Very hot, very humid, small showers, but like just enough to make sure that anything you didn't sweat through from the inside is saturated from the outside, just enough. While the heat never breaks and the humidity never breaks.
So good weather to transport a corpse through a swamp.
Correct. Best weather for transporting a corpse through a swamp.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what we were doing. They gave us the ingots.
I could have had like a better weather pattern for you, but that was your Snapchat filter punishment. So your
We need to make a
characters,
pit stop at the blacksmith.
you do bring the corpse with you. Everybody loves that smell.
Well, it's
All
in our wagon pouch that we drag around.
Yeah, they gave us a.
I like my wagon
Hitch up to the
pouch.
horses. I'm assuming we can hitch up to the horses, right?
Yes, you can. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
All right, everybody, our wagon got hitched. Thank you, Rena. Thank you.
Woo!
Rena, please don't give him pity encouragement.
Wagon got hit!
I feed off of pity encouragement.
Yeah, we know. We've lived it for a long time now.
Why is this called wagon? Oh.
Oh.
There you go.
All right.
So I guess we need to go talk to the blacksmith. Is there anyone else you guys want to stop by before we leave the swamp?
I think that was it, and then we were headed out.
Kingdom Wagon. Interesting.
Hey, I'm your mechanic.
I don't know what Kingdom Wagon is.
Thanks,
don't
Tom
know
Brady
either.
Doug.
You're welcome.
Oh, it looks kind of like a Chiefs hat, though, doesn't it? Is the Chiefs the one with the arrowhead?
Probably, I don't know.
I thought that was a penis tip. Is that an
No,
arrowhead?
Chiefs actually has the Chief on it. Is it
I don't-
the Washington
don't-
State football team? Is that the one with the arrowhead on it?
I don't watch baseball.
It's not
Washington State
Washington
football
State.
team? Or Washington football team? Whatever it is.
I don't
They
watch
really
football.
need to come up with a new. Like, I understand them
Washington,
moving
D.C.
away.
is not in the
Definitely.
state of Washington, Scott. Just so you know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I-
The Washington State football team would be very different than the Washington
It's the
football
Seattle
team, which is in
Seahawks.
D.C.
Is Washington State.
Okay.
Just thought you should know that the capital is not, in fact, in the state of Washington.
Thank you. I
Happy to help.
appreciate. I
Yeah, you
appreciate
talk
that.
about politics a lot, but every single time you talk about how Washington D.C. is too far west of you, I always get confused.
Not very big brain of you.
I don't say that.
Very
it is west
small
of me.
brain.
It is west of me, though.
You're always saying how you wish
Very
you
west.
could walk from Seattle to Washington D.C.
No.
It always
No.
confuses me how you say
No.
that.
No.
I've been to Seattle and I didn't see Washington D.C. there.
Oh boy, can we play the game?
I want to go to the blacksmith. Let me go.
Hi,
Okay,
I'm
I've-
Scott. Small brain.
I'll babysit Dory until his brain comes back to full size.
Chat. I'm gonna make a suggestion.
At least the
No
half
more-
day's trip
No more luck dice until we can stay on track.
until we can actually play the game.
Okay, Rita, you did find one more herb just to cap it off.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and
Rebus
it is
Philbin.
Rebus.
Okay.
You do a
It
stream of
is
just us getting herbs. That'd be
no
awesome. Can you guys make that happen?
wing membrane.
Another.
Membrane.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. All right, let's go.
You got my pity left.
You guys, as you guys had finished the combat, you had seen what's his name there,
Membrane.
Imber completely out of focus, looking like he was struggling against something, almost like that look that somebody has when they're trying to completely keep their cool rather than burst, or try to keep their cookies in rather than vomit, right? So you had seen that look, and then all of a sudden his pupils, his eyeballs completely disappeared and were replaced by like a silvery blackish mist for just a short period of time. And when he came back, he just came to kind of snap to. Clearly, everybody around him had seen something go different, and he tried to play it off. He tried to say, actually, Messi, what excuse did you give them about what had just transpired?
I didn't really give him an excuse. I would say I told him the truth, Scott. But the truth that I told them was that sometimes when he overuses his magic, he and other things, he will sometimes things will happen to him that's out of his control. And this time he just had a vision. It's harmless and he's fine.
And nobody inquired as to the details of the vision, or at least it
I
did
don't
so
remember
rather
that being
mildly.
told to us like that, was it?
Yeah, it was at the very, very end of the stream before we bounced out. So
I choose to be inquisitive.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I was going to say, so I imagine after he says that, you guys are kind of like, okay, you had already talked about the corpse and needing to go and investigate the corpse a little bit further. I imagine as your characters are making your way over towards that corpse, Wade, you could probably maybe have Derb kind of hang back a little bit with him, Bear, who's trying to gather his bearings from what he just had to survive through. You kind of like hang back and approach and ask a question or so. I don't know if you try to keep quiet, just try to keep it a little bit personal.
No, this is not something I want to keep personal because I think that he feels this is something that could endanger the whole group.
Then definitely the others will be able to hear some the conversation being had. I'll throw it to you, Derb.
So your words were you sometimes lose
and
control.
one tiny little thing. Right as you speak, could you actually describe your character, since nobody's actually seen what your character is? And then before you respond, Messi, the same. Go ahead, Wade.
Oh, fuck. Derb's a gnome. I forget what the hell he looks like. What the hell's Derb look like? You don't remember?
It's the sand-colored skin. He has a Tuscan Raider weapon. He goes "Arr, arr, arr," whenever he fights.
If you're sure about the same character, I'm looking at my mini for Derb, and it's just a blue shoulders with a floating blue head. I don't think that's what he looks like. He's a little gnome, probably a beard, probably actual hair, so I can pretend to have hair, at least in this game.
Yes, you can have as much hair as you want. As a matter of fact, could we get who's Mr. Nightmare Fuel? What's Mr. Nightmare Fuel's name?
Treadmill.
Treadmill, thank you. Treadmill, could you please get us a beautiful picture of Derb that has hair. We need a picture of Derb that has hair, please, Mr. Nightmare
Okay, well, the
Fuel.
Derb's gonna look something like this when it's all said and done. Yeah, I'm Derb. But Derb's a little gnome. His focus is smithing. He is a fighter with a crossbow, but like fighting is really secondary or tertiary to what he enjoys. His biggest pride comes from his work on a smithy. So he has made our Witcher Atelia, played by Rena, a silver sword and a couple, two or three pieces of armor so far.
That is three.
How tall is Derb? He's tall for a gnome. Listen, this is like 3 months since I've had to describe him. I really don't remember.
No, Treadmill,
do I have
trust
this
me.
on my-
I saw it, and I told Brittany that I'm going to be showing her things later on, and she gave me a nervous look, and that was the end of that.
Here we go.
Bob-
Derb is 4 feet tall. He's 84 years old, green eyes, and weighs between 40 and 50 pounds. So there you
40
go.
to 50 pounds. And wait, how tall are you?
About 4 feet.
So if you were an 8-foot tall person, you'd be 100 pounds?
Listen,
How about
a
you shut the
rice
fuck
bunny.
up, Messi? That's not how weight works.
We're in a magical land.
You just take
The
your fucking
magical
little
bones.
claws, your little fucking claw hands, and get out of here. Big meaty claws. But yeah, Derb likes smithing. And I'm talking to Eam Bear, who's our claw-handed doctor. I guess you can describe Eam Bear. But you're muted.
He's not claw-handed.
Well,
He is a
it's-
doctor, though. He's dressed in long robes, and he has a big big flat. That's the word. Flat brimmed cap. It's leather, right? It's just a flat brimmed cap, and he has a couple of scars on his face. He's clean shaven. He looks young, like early 20s. 5'10", 100 pounds.
Wow, 5'10", 100 pounds.
Yeah, there you go.
What if you were
150
10
pounds.
foot, you'd
Oops,
only be
sorry.
200 pounds?
I'm sorry, I forgot that I wrote the actual weight for a person that would be this height, 150 pounds.
For 5'10"? Oh, but I'm 5'11". I weigh 210 pounds. Ouchies.
well,
5'11".
he
I
doesn't
swear,
need
every time
much.
we ask your height, or even don't ask your height, you just gain like 3 inches.
No, I'm always the same.
I don't mean to be mean when I actually say this, but I think like a couple days ago, you're like, I'm 5'9", 5'9".
No, always said 5'11".
See, wait, if you want an
I don't
average
know
weight
about
for someone
that.
who's about 4 feet tall, just look at Scott. He fills it pretty well. You can just take his weight, copy it.
210 pounds at 4 feet tall.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it sounds like.
5'11".
I'm 220 at 6'4", so
He also has brown hair, but you can't really see it because he has the hat on and everything, and it's not crazy long, it's just medium length. And then he has ivory skin, pretty
claw hands.
light and olive-ish, if that helps. Yeah, and not claw hands, regular hands, all fingers, 10 fingers.
can I see your fingers?
No, not right now.
I
That one
see
good?
them. I literally show me
Wow.
the fingers. All right, so yeah, so you described. I want to get your wording here. You said that you sometimes lose control. In this case, you had a vision.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes he, I guess to rephrase, he'd say into character.
Oh, to rephrase. All right.
Yeah, sometimes when I overdo it, things happen to me that aren't exactly in my control, and it's the magics that are finding a way out, if that makes sense.
When you say losing control, is that something that could be dangerous to you or us or other people, or just something that kind of takes a little bit of time?
Well, fear not. That's why the Witcher's here. If anything bad happens, I'm sure Witcher could handle it. It shouldn't be anything insane or undealable. But just know I don't try for it to happen, and it's not out of malice. This time it was harmless.
I guess without saying anything else, he would look toward Atelia and see if she says anything after he says, "Fear not, the Witcher is here." Because he doesn't really. I don't think he would go straight to like the Witcher killing him or something. I think he would be like, "Oh, he might bring forth something that the Witcher has to kill." I think he would just look. I mean, you don't have to say anything at all, but he would just look at you like, "So it's okay," kind of.
Is Imber trying to keep his voice lowered while he's talking to Durb about this, or is he noticing that we're just...
Imber always talks quietly.
Okay. I figured. I just wasn't sure in this case. She'd return the look, but then, she would say, what do you mean this time?
Okay, so when I was younger, it's only happened to me a handful of times, and one time when I was younger, I might have gotten attracted a nearby spirit that came, and luckily we were able to deal with it pretty easily. It was a weak spirit, but things like that can happen from time to time.
A handful, as in how many?
In my life, the first couple of times were my own mistake. I didn't know my magics very well, but after that I really tried to be under control of myself and not overdo it. So maybe 3, this would be the 4th, maybe 5. Sometimes I just black out and nothing happens.
And it's only when you overuse your magic, you said?
Sometimes when I overuse it, and sometimes when I just you ever been so mad or sad or happy that you just you do things at impulse?
I can't say that I have.
Right. Sure. Maybe you would understand. Like a smile is hard to, it happens. You don't always have control over whether or not you're smiling. It's kind of like that, but to a much.
Well, this is true about
greater
my
extreme.
smiling's ever summoned something evil.
Yeah, no, I don't mean that. I just mean
Well, maybe once or twice.
right. Just strong emotions, really, is all I'm trying to say. Or when the DM tells me that it happens.
Yeah, that guy's kind of an asshole.
Hey, too real.
Sorry, narrator.
Does Durb look concerned?
Kind of. But if you seem like you're not too worried, he'll be less concerned. Because, I mean, to him, you're a lot more experienced with this stuff. Like, he's fought now the weird little bat things, a couple vampires, and the drowners. But I don't know that he's really dealt with a whole lot of stuff outside of that. So with all this magic talk, it's more so like if the Witcher seems calm and cool with it, then he'll go along with it. But in his mind, like, it sounds scary.
Welcome, Gem Squad. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Molly. It
happened before you guys were talking. Would Dorian have like knowledge of drowners just in his travels?
Oh yeah,
Like
drowners are
they're a pretty
local
common knowledge like thing, right?
Yeah, for anywhere that happens to have like swampy areas or lakes, rivers, whatever it is that happens to be plagued within their nation.
Is pretty swampy, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, you guys, most of Tucson doesn't have to deal with that, but there are regions that happen to have like overflood, which helps to enrich the soil for the sake of blah blah blah. So yeah, drowners are common knowledge for you, but the fun details that Rena was able to discover at the beginning of the last combat, that's Witcher
specific. More than what I would of what I would know.
Yeah, that's Witcher specific. Yeah.
So I'm trying to grasp knowledge here. Is Durb worried about them? Not about them, but like, are you worried that they might come back, or are you more just like calm because Atalia is calm? Does that make sense?
The drowner specifically?
Yeah.
Well, being as she said, like, we taken out the nest and like we kind of done our thing. He's not worried about the drowners. It's more so whenever it's like it was Bear's kind of like weird trance he was in. That if he described himself as like losing control and like summoning spirits and stuff, like that stuff sounds concerning to Durbs. It's like, well, what if we're all sleeping one night and eyes go dark and it's some kind of fucking monster comes out of the woods and attacks or something.
I know this isn't exactly what you were asking about, but I do want to add that drowners are fairly common. Most people know, like, oh, don't go near the waters at night. You know, they know kind of thing. Like they've heard it from their.
If you're in a region where drowners exist, they would be common knowledge. But again, that's if you're in a place that like if, for instance, back east where Atelier came from, where you're traveling like through the desert, there may be a variant of drowner that's like, I don't know, duster or something like that. But you wouldn't really be dealing with drowners in the desert, you know?
Yeah.
No, not your mother, Patrick. She's a fine woman.
I just watched that Doctor Who episode. Are You My Mummy? I hate that one.
Doctors and like Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't watch the show.
The second point I want to add there is that it's also common knowledge, if you know about drowners, that you know about how deadly they are, because they can't, like, 2 drowners can kill it like a full-grown human. One can almost, or maybe can kill you. Like, it's almost an even fight. So and they come in packs. So if you see a drowner, you're just not supposed to stay nearby. Like, most people don't.
Yeah.
If you catch one on your fishing pole, do you cut the line or do you pull it up? And...
You're dead already. So
Oh.
yeah, they flip your boat.
Like, fuck this, Grandma. You win. Where'd you get those pink 50s, you cheating whore?
You lost me at fuck this, Grandma. But
What
anyway,
is that
continue.
from?
There's an old Dane Cook. Old Dane Cook.
Is that what it is?
I literally knew as
I was
soon as
like,
you said it. I
bro,
was like, oh my
It
god.
sounds like a comedian thing. What is it?
He's talking about how he hates playing Monopoly, how it just goes on to like 4 a.m. and eventually somebody flips the board. You know, fuck this, Grandma. You win. Where'd you get those pink 50s, you cheating whore? Like, Dane Cook is, some of his bits were just perfection,
So
and most
good,
of it was like, it was funny because you were young, you know? So... Like I'm sorry. To this day, one of my favorite bits is still the garage. Like how all tires are all like.
Parking garages.
Really glad that we're
garages.
not getting off track here.
Oh, so good.
I know. I was
All right.
saying something important about drowners to help build lore, but you know that's fine.
All right,
That's fine.
continue. Sorry.
Talk about Dane Cook. That's cool.
We all like Dane Cook.
All right. Now I want to listen to Dane Cook. I'm going to do that after this is over. All right.
Let's do it now. We won't miss you.
I'll text you. Sorry. Go ahead.
Wow.
Something
that-
weird just happened. That's all.
Is that all you wanted to
His
ask?
beard disappeared, and you were trying to warn him. Is that? Oh,
What
happened.
was this? Oh
Damn
my
sh-
god, it's gone again.
Deep sh-
Like a baby's bottom.
Wait. Is that all you wanted to ask him?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. If Atelia seemed like she wasn't too worried, then he would just kind of go along. He would probably still look somewhat perturbed by it, but like, obviously she's aware of what's going on and she's the professional in his mind. So for him,
Yeah.
it's just like, you know,
She's
a
being
kid worried
pretty laid
about
back
fairy
about
tales.
it. Like she's asking questions, just to gauge and learn a little bit more, but she's pretty laid back about it. The last thing she'd say though is that he won't be out of my sight very often. Looking to you, Derb.
He would just nod and, like I said, kind of still look a little disturbed even after that. But he would. Just
She
kinda
didn't
move
like
on.
her. She didn't realize like that could have sounded intimidating to her. She just said it right, but she's like
Yeah.
not like. So she,
I
if she
think
sees you react, she won't say anything. But
Yeah, he's not gonna react any differently. He's just gonna be like, "Great, well at least."
I'll react. I'll be.
yeah,
Just give you the side eye, like what the.
And Bear's like in the shower, cleaning out the pits and just like looking for the peephole.
Oh god.
it's just it's a view from the shower curtain. Him in the shower. It's just her shadow behind it.
Why is it? That feels like a. Anyway, I was gonna say it feels like a Geralt bit of like a possessed person, like in the shower, like turns around. And Geralt's just like peeking around the corner, like goes back as soon as he turns around.
Yeah, just nope. Mm-mm.
Anyway,
Yeah. Then he'll make his way, I guess, over toward the blacksmith.
So you guys go and get the corpse first and have to drag it out of the mud. Like you have to pull it out of the mud and actually drag it over to where your horses, like out of this area over to where the horses and everything are even kind of kept up. And I imagine, I don't know if everybody's going to the blacksmith or it's just Derb. Whoever's not going, I imagine, could be the ones that help to grab almost like a sleigh or whatever, like a little wagon they would use to pull the.
We got one. We asked the town.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
obviously they would
one.
already provide one, of course, because it's transporting, one of the knights. So to bring it back. So Derb, do you go alone, or does anybody join him to the blacksmith?
I'd
He would
probably
go alone
accompany.
unless-
I would accompany Derb just because Derb and I know each other. I would probably ask Atalia if she needed any help with sticking around where she is. Otherwise, I was probably going to accompany.
Yeah, it
Derb
makes
back
She would
to
be
sense.
fine.
Uh,
She would give them or Derb the ingots. Because that's what we're
Those
asking
things
about.
away?
And gets
How
regular
heavy are these
payment.
things?
A couple pounds each.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should
So
be
did I say 2 ingots? So
Yes.
then that would be probably about probably 3 pounds each. Yeah, 6 pounds.
Okay.
So enough to like because a longsword would probably need a whole one of these. You could probably craft 2 longswords with that. Or if you like screwed up a longsword, you would have like backup materials or whatever it is you might need, which is nice.
Did we go over how heavy this guy is?
You could also utilize both of those, Wade, and kind of like boil down impurities of it to like make finer steel if you have a proper material. How heavy he is, honestly,
He's still he's been in the water, right?
yeah, he's going to be
I
waterlogged
mean, he's
from
been
being dead in the mud for a couple of
waterlogged
days.
as
Yeah.
well as in his full suit of armor.
Correct, but that doesn't matter so much because the horse is going to be the one dragging it. So it's not like you guys are dragging
True,
it behind you for
true,
days,
true.
I can also just prestidigitation.
I was gonna say, can I
do?
do that to like make
Clean
him
him up?
not? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do you have prestidigitation?
Yeah.
Yeah, we both do.
Technically, I learned it by leveling up, but we're RPing it that he taught it to me.
Oh,
See,
yeah,
them
yeah.
having that's why I can tell the weather with Druidcraft, so we
No.
have some party variants.
No.
Oh, how cool. You're so special, Wade. So, anyways, you guys can clean him off, polish him up, polish his helmet and whatever it is you need to do to,
Spit on him, rub it in. Yeah.
okay.
His armor.
Of
Polish
course.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, Wade and Pat, you guys head over to the blacksmith. We're finally playing
Derb
the
and
game.
Dorian head over. Wade wasn't invited.
Oh, that's
Nope,
right. Wade
Patrick.
wasn't invited. Neither was Patrick.
For those of you watching, to make this as confusing as possible, there's multiple Wade and Pat NPCs in this game, as well as Arena, and at least one. Is there a Messi? Oh, there's a Tyler.
No, there's a
No.
Tyler
There's a
though.
Tyler.
No.
Yeah.
No, I think Wade and Kelly or Kylie or whatever her name was, child. I think his name was Ethan. And I don't remember what their daughter's name was.
They both stepped in bear traps and are gone, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
They're no longer with us, sadly.
Yeah.
Or happily, depending. They're little shits.
Yeah, depending
Yeah.
on which side of the equation you're on.
I think maybe they named their daughter Mark. I don't know. But anyway, so you guys head over to the blacksmith. As you go walking up towards it, you hear the ting, 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 ting. They usually hear as they're working on the whatever metal is that they have. And as we discussed beforehand, they do have like a bunch of molds over there for being able to quickly craft certain things rather than having somebody with skill make quality ones. They just very rapidly melt in and make a whole bunch of like fishing hooks and stuff like that for simplicity. So you make your way in. I said molds, I meant casts, but you know what I mean. So you make your way over there and they're working on the thing. As you approach, they kind of look up. They give you a bit of a nod. The two of you had a conversation beforehand, right, about your being a part of your guild. So he gives you a nod, but not like anything particularly friendly or anything like that. He just kind of like acknowledges that you're there and continues working. You figure if you have any questions, you can approach if you'd like.
So Derb would walk up to him. I guess he would get out the ingots.
Mhm.
And he would like sit them out on the table and or sit them on the counter and look at him and just pardon me, good sir, but I have a request. I can't quite identify these, though I've done my best.
He looks him down and says, "Oh, this is some decent steel here, unless I'm mistaken." He puts down what he's working on, kind of like looks at the what he's working on, checks to make sure it's okay, carries it over and just throws it back into the fire. You can see that the way he kind of like haphazardly throws into the fire, it's probably not put in the best heating spot to make it evenly heated on either side, and it's probably gonna get too cool in some spots and too hot in other spots, making it so he's overworking one side and working extra hard, like throwing out his shoulder just to get work done on the other side. It's one of those things where, like, as a quality smith, just seeing that, it's like either way, as he comes over and he looks over the ingots and whatnot, and he picks them up and, you know, twirls them around, carries it over to like another area where he picks up like a little hammer and he smacks it a couple times and just kind of like listens to the way that it rings and resonates. He's like, oh, this is it's not quite dark steel. It's some quality steel though. It actually looks like, you know, without working with it to know for certain, it actually looks like it might be Greensboro steel, named after the mines in the area. It's
Does that ring any bells in Derb's head?
Unfortunately, no, because you're from deep north from here. This is like very, very,
He's
very
standing
south
like
of
right
I
there.
figured not.
Would I have knowledge of this?
You
or would I
can
do a history
roll
check?
a advantage history check like all those times you failed before.
I didn't fail all of them. I succeeded the first one.
I know there's something from here.
Are the dice like much nicer? That was extremely fluid for the dice.
I don't know. Maybe there's less people
Like-
playing D&D.
Like that was like the dice looked real. Like normally they kind of like, you know, glitch like 10 frames a second kind of glitch. This was like nice fluid. Sorry.
Anyways,
Can I roll? I'm gonna look at. I just wanted to see how many dice we had. That's all.
you're perfectly fine. Actually, there's probably one or two more that I didn't add in there. I just haven't looked yet. So either way,
17.
Yep. So 17 total with your luck roll. You hearing him talk about the Greensboro mine, you actually finally piecing together all the details that they had said beforehand. It's just you weren't able to walk into the town with the remembering all this, right?
So I remember this like a
was-
whole like 18 hours later.
Yeah, several days later. You're like, oh, that's right. So a long while ago, there was a person, like a prospector that had been in this town that actually discovered a vein of quality ore that happened to be here. It was actually a small vein of dark steel that was in the area. Now, even though there's only so much of the proper dark steel, there was actually enough of steel of lower quality that they were actually able to create their own way of of smelting the metals to again purify the metals enough that it was effectively almost like a knockoff version of being like a dark steel. It actually worked well enough to make higher quality, more durable blades, so on and so forth. And actually, their work in discovering the small vein and the other lesser metals that they were able to discover a new way of working with them elevated their family and their name so much that actually that person was knighted and by the Baroness of the time, or I should say the king of the time, because how long ago it was. And they were actually knighted and started a family lineage, and actually the town was renamed after them. So there's actually a Greensboro knight's lineage that exists inside Tucson. And this town is actually named after the original smith. So there's a mine in the area where this metal comes from, but more importantly, there's a way of smelting metals to purify them to make them better, so you can actually get that higher quality out of it. So once he kind of like says, oh, the old Greensboro mine, you're like, oh my God, that's what it is.
Would I have
Duh.
known that if it's still like, if they're still mining for that today? Is it as popular as it once was? You know what I'm...
The mine,
I'm asking.
unfortunately, has been depleted, which is one of the...
Okay.
Oh my God, I totally just hit myself way too hard.
You did. Yeah.
I didn't even notice until I saw the red. So anyways, the mine unfortunately has been depleted. However, and because it's been depleted, and there's no other mines like that in the area, the technique is not really used anymore. However, that doesn't mean that the technique isn't still viable. It's just not really used because you guys usually more import steel rather than mine it yourselves in Tucson, right? Tucson has other commerce that they export to import the steel for. So that being said, it's definitely a Tucson secret, like a Tucson technique that
So knowing
was
that, would I
founded
know
here.
what the blacksmith and what Derb has is kind of rare?
Yeah, actually, it's less common. That's
It's not
here.
like the rarest thing they have their hands on, but I mean, it's definitely uncommon.
Yeah, it's definitely uncommon because it's elevated to be able to do this utilizing a technique that is not used that much anymore, not for a long time. So you would have that bits of information to kind of like interject with the conversation. And with that,
I would probably just be like, Derb, I finally remember. It's been on the tip of my tongue since we entered this place. This is very good metal, higher quality than steel. There used to be a thing called dark steel. Was it dark steel?
Yep, there still is dark steel. It's just rare.
And that with him, with the blacksmith saying that, it triggered me, triggered the memory. This is like off-brand dark steel. It's not as good as dark steel once was, but this is the next best thing. Kind of like touching the same ingots that he handed over. At least one of them. I'm sure Derb's holding on to one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Is Derb familiar with dark steel? And with,
yeah. Dark steel is quality. The only thing better than dark steel, as like a basic steel, is Mahawken. Or what's the name of the mountains you're from?
Oh God.
Margarita.
It's
Messi, you're supposed to know this stuff. Mahawken? I think it's Mahawken. Steel.
Mahogany wood.
Oh, shut up, you.
I think it's like.
I think it's
even
Mahawken.
like the exact. It's like one of my.
Yeah, Mahawken. Thank you, chat. It is Mahawken.
Mahawken.
That's the only steel that you're gonna find that's better as like an actual steel. Continue, Wade.
So this technique of like purifying the steel, is that something Derb's familiar with hearing about?
No, actually, you're not familiar with that.
I probably would have, in a
This would
weird
probably
non-RP
intrigue him.
way.
I mean,
I would
learning-
probably tell you what Scott told me just in a TLDR.
Yeah, because you're familiar with the purifying of the silver, kind of like cooking away all the lesser stuff of silver, purifying steel, like the way that they're describing. That's like remarkable because it's not something you could typically do. Usually work.
I
with
would
different
probably
metals.
that would
ask-
be
Without
something
you,
he doesn't. Oh, go ahead.
without you asking, I would probably just ask the smith, kind of divide my attention to him, being like, "Do you know the old ways
Is
of
it possible to learn this power?
So you say do you know the old ways?
the old ways of
he actually-
smelting this, refining it?"
Yeah, he actually looks at you and he's like, "Well, yes and no. You see, this is actually the original Greensboro smithy here, though not quite what it once was, since we don't really have our mine around here in quite a few decades. And I'm not a member of the Greensboro family. It's been sold off since the family's decline. I don't even know if there's a Greensboro Knights still in the serving Tucson
Would I
anymore.
know?
You wouldn't
would
know
I-
something like that. Yeah, that would be a
Would I
history
know
check.
their crest or anything like that?
Again, history check.
That's just
Normal, yeah.
I want to see the dice roll again because it was stupidly fluid.
Ooh,
It's
It is
so
fluid.
It's so smooth.
you have no clue.
Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't know it's
I might-
heraldry.
I was gonna say I might look that, but that's fine.
Yeah. It's up to you. You want to lucky feat that?
I was thinking about it, but you already told me that.
Yeah, but I mean, a 7, you already knew you wouldn't know. So you're
right,
welcome to
right.
look
That's
at that.
why I was gonna say I was thinking about it, but you gave me the thing. It's fine.
Cool. So continuing. So he says, so the technique is not something that I'm particularly familiar with because I've never had the opportunity to use it, but I imagine I must have the details in the old
Perhaps
books. that were
scrolls.
left
Someone in
behind.
town that must know.
No,
Kind of like
he-
almost interrupting.
Yeah. He nods and says, there is much that was left behind when I don't mean to speak ill of the family of a knight, but this place was bought more or less at auction. My father, in his younger years, was able to afford it off of, the money he made shortly after leaving apprenticeship. So it was much left behind at the time.
Well, good sir, and I'd kind of put my arm around him and Derb. If you permit us to use a bit of your time and possibly share your techniques, we'd happily, and I'd kind of like look to Derb and then look back to him, happily pay for your services.
What did
Well-
he say? He doesn't know the technique himself?
He says yes and no.
He says he doesn't know the technique, but there might be details of how to do it here.
He might know. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He says, well, if you're looking to take something from this place, and please, I mean no disrespect in saying this, but the Witcher, she's done a good job from what I understand, and we've all agreed to provide payment as we have. But it's not like a smith gets much by way of work here, and so I must say that I'm willing to trade with you anything that you might find or we find together, but it would be a trade and not something just given.
No, I was my whole to you, Scott. My whole thing was I was going to be paying him my money to teach Derb how to do this.
Yeah, and if you're
I know
willing
he
to pay
wants
out
to
cash,
right.
yeah,
I know
fine.
he wants to. I would
Derb
see
is
even.
intrigued. He's letting Dorian.
I know
Dorian
he
seems
wants
like
to
he's-
give us something because it's not equivalent, but like I would see this as more valuable to Derb because Derb's a good friend of mine. That this is something that it's invaluable to him to learn more smithing techniques, I guess.
He says,
in my head, I guess in a weird RP way, I would communicate this with him that, learning these kind of techniques from my friend, it's invaluable to him. That's what we're here for. Expand our knowledge.
He says, knowledge is in fact invaluable, and so it will, of course, have to come with a bit of a price. Out of respect for your being a member of the guild, even though I myself am not, I would be willing to make a trade with you.
Put my arm around him again. Name the price, and we'll come to.
Every time
I'm
Derb
sure
goes
we
to
can come
speak,
to an
Dorian's
agreement.
just like, tell me how much, and Derb's like,
He nods and he says, well, I would say, well, I guess we could do the trade for about 30 marks, but not just that, as that's a rather small price for the amount of knowledge that you're going to be procuring. It'd be 30 marks, and if you could sponsor me to join the guild, I would.
Is that paying for him to apply or something like that?
No, it's speaking well of him to more or less staple his name to his.
Derb's gonna look around the shop again at the way this guy operates.
You know very well.
I would probably leave that to you. If I see you kind of walk off and just kind of like, in my eyes, admiring or even like looking at the thing. As he's talking, I'll look to you just to be like, if I notice that's what I imagine that's what I would notice Derb is doing, kind of like looking around to seeing, how well of a workshop that this guy maintains.
Well, the workshop is not the best supplied, not the best maintained.
Well, I mean, I'm sure since the mine depleted, there's no reason to come here.
Yeah.
So,
and his primary thing that he creates here is fish hooks, which he does not through handcrafting, but through
and we
casting.
already know how he handles the ingots that he's trying to prepare right now by how he threw them in the stove.
Yeah.
So sponsoring in this
kill him.
world, how much does that reflect on Derb if this guy's like a shit show and he like Derb like,
For
oh
you,
yeah,
probably
chance.
greatly. For me, I wouldn't care.
Well, for Derb, his craft is everything, and
Right, and that's
building a reputation means a lot. So if he like soils his own name at the start, so Scott, what does that mean in this world to sponsor as far as that goes?
Yeah, so that the thing is, like, by sponsoring him, you're tying your name to his, right? Like, if you imagine, let's say there's a degree of reputation points, which is something that we very well are going, maybe using. It's something I want to use because of Rena and her gaining reputation for the sake of how people reach out to her rather than her being like, somebody pay me. And when you have crowns calling out to, we would like that Witcher to come to us, like Geralt gets, right? So same idea for you. Your reputation, if they don't turn out well, if they hurt their reputation, you are tied to that, and your reputation can be brought down within the Mohawken guild. So
Derb will kind of look at him after looking around.
I have a persuasion that I want to do. Sorry. I was gonna say I have a persuasion I want to aim for him. So just let me know what you want to do. If you, I'm letting you take this because it's more of the sponsor that reflects badly on you, which I feel.
Derb will probably
Dorian
be
would
blunt and
know.
honest with him because Derb takes a lot of pride in his craft, and this guy doesn't seem to do that. So he's gonna just be blunt right away.
Okay.
To be fair, sir, I hope there's another way. I'm not sure I can sponsor you on this day. Or you see, a beautiful craft is something to behold and not something you can make using a mold. I would be happy to come back and look over again, but I can't today, and I don't know when.
He kind of looks around. He looks, I mean, clearly when he kind of pieces it together, because you are speaking in rhyme, so it takes him a moment to put it together. And when he realizes it's gingerly said, but nonetheless still a bit of an insult. You know, it's still a bit of an insult, your, you know, assessment of his situation and so on and so forth. He kind of looks a little embarrassed. You can see his face flush, and he kind of like, you know, shifts his step a little bit. You guys don't even need to roll an insight on that one. Angry, maybe not, but definitely embarrassed. And he nods and says, well, again, I'm going to have to make some degree of profit then, if not in the long term, then
I have a great idea. Almost cutting him off.
Mm-hmm.
I have a great idea.
Definitely cut him off.
Show me, because I would want to make sure, me as a showman, I don't like seeing people upset.
Mm-hmm, of course.
Right? And so I would want to try to persuade him, or even like try to change his mood into seeing how passionate he can be about his craft, and almost try to impress Derb in the process. So I would almost challenge him, but use my persuasion. Show us, good blacksmith, to show me your craft. Show me your best dagger. How long would that make? How long can something that what would be something realistic he can make us?
Dedicated focus on a dagger you could have done in about a day. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's not too difficult to do it. It's just, technically speaking, the way it works is the number of hours on one dagger is like what, maybe 8 or 10, but the problem is it takes multiple days for correct cooling and heating and this and that, so it actually takes a bit of time.
What would be something good that you would I don't know,
most
maybe
things,
an arrowhead or something like that? I don't know.
Even something like that, because you're gonna have to correctly handle the metals, and that's actually what Wade is judging him off of. He literally saw him throw something into the fire, and he's having unevenly heated and so on and so forth. Like even just that one act alone. So
you can see someone that's been a blacksmith probably all their life.
Yeah,
is just become lazy.
It could be it, just growing complacent. So he nods and says, I'd be willing to craft a dagger or a sword or whatever it is that you'd like. But
I would almost look to Derb for just insight on what he would want to see.
He says, truth be told, and I would love the opportunity. It's going to take longer than a day for me to correctly do something like that. For me to be able to focus on the craft. Is there any chance? And I know you said you wouldn't necessarily be able to return today, but even in a few days' time, a week maybe.
We do have, and I imagine we still have the body that we're dragging that we have to drop off, right?
Yes.
We weren't supposed to deliver to him. I was like, we currently, and almost just looking back at the sleigh, we do have.
Whoa, that's not there. That's down the street. Yeah.
Is it down the street? I would just say that we have. I would almost. Okay, so I would almost just say we could easily return if my good friend here feels so inclined to.
He looks at Derb and will say, it's up to you.
Now, I'll need to talk to our witcher to make sure it's okay, but perhaps I can stay with you for more than a day. And not to overextend or to overreach, but as part of the payment, perhaps I could teach. He kind of like looks toward him and like kind of like looks toward this, like, almost eyeing the spot where he like poorly heated the metal. So basically he's offering to like not only look over his craft, but along the way like guide him a little bit while they go and do their thing, turn in the body or whatever. So he might stay behind and actually like help show this guy a little bit, as well as look over how he works.
Sure. He says
constructively help him along the way.
He says, well, it will take some time for us to pour through any old books or scrolls or the like that are here. Maybe your staying will give you an opportunity to search and see if there's anything of value in the first place. I'm fine with this, and I will gladly provide for you our spare bedrooms. You have a place to rest, and of course, board and the like. So I would be more than happy to keep you as a house guest during your stay.
And I don't mean to be rude when I give a critique. It's just crafting is special and should always be unique.
He
Tying
nods.
the molds again.
Yeah, he nods and says, please understand, those are fish hooks, not something to be proud of, just something to pay the bills.
Derb will kind of nod, but like I think he takes pride in everything he's ever made, and so even hearing a fish hook being neglected is kind of like that's a precious material you used, and like that's. So yeah, I don't know. I doubt this guy even needs to roll an insight to kind of hear like. I think you could visibly see him cringe at like not something to take pride in. It's like lesson 1.
Somebody redeemed Scott. Stop, Scott.
Oh.
Oh no. I guess that's it for the show. Bye, everybody.
What does that entail?
I don't.
That Scott has to
They
stop?
just instantly end the show. That's we all.
Oh,
get
he just. Oh wait.
yeah.
Wait.
we get the rest of the night off. So
All right, cool.
all
I
right,
hope
but-
next week we get more done. Maybe.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I guess
We're talking about
football
Wade's gonna
171
learn.
just ruined everything. Yeah.
Wade's gonna learn how to make some sick techniques.
I had to do a triple rhyme sentence there tonight. I'm worn out. I'm ready for.
I was
break.
actually really impressed with that. That was really good.
Uh,
I was gonna persuade this guy to do it for like 15 marks, and maybe a recommendation, depending on how well.
For my character to see somebody who wants to be sponsored and seems to have somewhat of a drive, whether it's financially driven or anything, but just to have someone that's like somewhat driven to want to be sponsored, he can't in good consciousness just do it. Like even for something as good as
Right,
like, this
and
knowledge.
I wasn't
But
gonna,
like
yeah.
seeing his work and trying to teach and guide him a little bit and see how he works, accepting that's going to make a big difference in how he feels by like the end of the week or however long it takes.
What I wanted to do is kind of just try to reignite that passion that he may have maybe had. I don't obviously know this guy, but if he became a
No, you can
blacksmith
do
for
that. It's
some
just-
reason,
I mean, I feel bad trying to split Derb from the party again, but like this knowledge is like
I would have
learning
stayed with
something
you.
new.
I
this
would
is
be
so
staying with
important
you.
to him. Like having the chance to learn a new technique means so much to him. Something he doesn't know about.
And
is
that's with our travels, I would have known that, and that's why when I remembered the
Yeah.
techniques and stuff like that, I would have jumped at the chance of like maybe this guy knows something. He's probably only blacksmith in a half a day's ride.
yeah.
So
So I think we'll I guess we'll group back up with the party and have a conversation then.
but regardless of what would happen, Dorian's already got the mindset of staying with you. Well, I wouldn't have just been like, hey, make some metal for us and try to impress my friend. But bye. Like I don't think Dorian would have done that. So
It doesn't. I mean, Derb wouldn't be disturbed if you went with the party. He kind of knows that you're a bard, and if you have a chance to
yeah,
have
but
another great tale on
I'm
the
excited.
way back.
I imagine in our travels, I've always been excited to watch you, kind of.
Yeah, but you never had a Witcher traveling with us that you could have stories to tell, songs to write.
True.
Yeah.
yeah, Rena's more interesting than you.
So it's up to your character what you think Derb or what Dorian would pursue.
We got to see what Italian.
So we should group back up with the party and have a conversation.
Which we'll do in a moment. So he says, so then I guess we have a bit of an accord. You'll stay behind for a little while, and so I'll provide room and board. Sorry.
Hope smithing knowledge you'll so aptly learn. Because God damn, I can't. It's got fucking rhyming back.
Sorry. It's almost one of those things where he says it and he looks like a little embarrassed, like a little flushed, like, I didn't mean to mock you. You know what I mean?
I don't even know where Derv picked up the formality rhyming, but I think he would honestly probably be slightly flattered if this guy rhymed back, because it's probably the first person that's ever done it in a non-mocking way.
Wait till you meet trolls.
Person. Trolls can't be people. I found that out when I tried to be one.
And now you have a good filter you could have used for it too. Too bad. All right. Anyways, continuing on. So you guys would then head separate ways and head back to them you see the corpse is all strapped in. The horses are ready to go. You guys can blow this hot dog stand. Or wasn't it like a half day's travel back?
Yeah, it was about a
Oh,
quarter
no.
mile.
It's
That-
like
I
a
didn't-
favor
But-
in a minute, I think.
But you're not going to just bring the thing back to Rena. You're not going to just bring the corpse back to that tent. You're going to go all the way to the actual capital of Tucson so that you can bring the corpse to
That's
the
1 mile away, actually. Fair minutes.
6 weeks.
Not bad.
We need a traveling montage now.
8 weeks on horseback.
Can we end the traveling montage with everybody jumping in the air and getting stuck there? Right.
You're the DM, man. I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa.
Whoa.
Don't wanna feel good.
Hey.
That's
No, just stops it.
Wow. 3 fortnights.
Are we ready to head back then?
So yeah, the two of them walk up. Yeah.
I imagine we would come over and kind of just give you guys just a brief description of our possible new accord.
So
I don't know, Derb, would you even want to say anything, or?
Yeah, Derb would I'll probably speak faster than you would in this instant because he's excited to learn something new. Dear Witcher Bear, I might have to stay behind. The smith here possibly possesses some knowledge of smithing that I didn't even know was possible, and I think it would behoove all of us if I were to learn it. But in turn, I've offered to stay behind and examine his work and possibly sponsor him. You can see he's very uncomfortable saying that sentence. But at the very least, to guide him a little bit, and then perhaps just cash money payment.
Would I know our possible route that we would take by horseback?
I mean, sure, yeah. You even have a map to help out with.
I was gonna say, would I
got a week? A week, would you say?
Yeah, about a week. Yeah, and that's fine because it's actually a little extra time to get to the capital. Plus, they're gonna have a little bit of chatty while they're there, and then coming back, and they're still honestly they'd be back in less than a week. They're probably back in like 5 days.
Okay, well, he would just say he needs a week, give or take.
I could
But he would
possibly.
look to you guys to for that's okay.
I would look to Atalia and I would look to you. I would to Derb and I would just say, if I can provide a map, if you need one for any emergencies, you can obviously take your. And he would almost like scoff, war pony, and
Derb would
meet
look
us.
at Dorian and not that I want us to have to part ways, but are you sure it's best for you that you also stay?
I would look
He
to
rhymed at you.
Atalia.
No, he
Huh?
said to you. He said to you. And
Right.
then
No,
he rhymed to you, which is also something he doesn't do.
I don't know if I would have caught it
That's fine.
because I would more just be in thought of, more like what you said, traveling with the Witcher to see what happens, but at the same time sticking with my best bud that I've been traveling with. I looked at Talia. Are you in need of my services?
We're taking the night back. I wouldn't be needing either of you immediately. If this is something you feel you must do, looking back to Derb, then I see no problem with that. Neither of you need my approval.
I would say underneath my breath, just so very stealthily, in case any other drowners show up.
Would I catch that?
I would say it in a sarcastic way, almost like in light of everything that just happened.
Perception versus yourself to hear it.
Yeah, I kind of want to know. Go ahead, stealth it.
All right. Ooh.
Oh no!
The one time she rolls a 20. First roll of the session, by the way, just like last time.
That's 2 more.
Derb looks very uncomfortable and scared all of a sudden.
That's what you said.
Again, I say in a jokingly manner in light of everything that just happened.
Derb still looks scared.
So you said in case any more drowners show up?
Okay, yeah. But like in the midst of a cough, but like you could, I think with our travels, you would know I don't actually mean it, but it's just like a, but what if?
Derb was 3 of them charging him and him being scared and nearly blowing up Bear. So I think he's still a little freaked out by even the joke of it.
Wait, what?
You don't remember me shooting the explosive arrow near Bear and blowing him up a little bit?
Oh yeah, but I wasn't scared of that. I stealthily
No,
hid
I
and
was. Derb was.
Oh yeah, you were scared.
Because they were
No,
there were 3 of them
he's
charging
saying-
Derb.
He's
Gotcha.
saying, "Oh, are you sure you won't need us? What if you run into more drowners?"
Derb thinks there's more here.
She'll look right at you like It'll be really difficult for her to give you a look knowing that she like heard what you said, but she's staring
I would
straight at you.
probably know. I would probably exactly know.
What is going on with the chat?
Oh god.
There's some backwards ones. That's unnerving. They're grouped up.
Oh, they're looking this way?
Oh my god, it's like
Yeah.
it's like Wade using the Snapchat filter to like split himself, like mirrored. You know what I mean?
Oh, I could do that with this.
That's what. Oh my god, there's
There'd
so
be
many
two?
of them.
Oh no.
Kylie's not a sub. She can't do it. Whoa, Wade, stop. Okay.
Oh no!
Oh god. Oh god. That is so freaky. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no. That's so freaky.
That's pretty good.
What
Yes.
the hell?
One view, two lenses.
Oh god.
Not the bouncing.
Wait, why are you
There's
bouncing?
any music behind that.
Oh Jesus.
We can't see anything.
I like Wade better this way. There's a better Wade. Oh no. No. No.
Oh man.
There you go, chat, just for you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank
Oh,
God.
it shares a DXR or XD.
DXR RXD.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Take a closer look at it.
Jesus.
Who can spam faster, chat? Let's go.
I can
Well,
hear it.
being
I can
a
hear
mod-
it like, clicking.
Being a mod, you won't get timed out for doing it. Not everybody else can
No,
do
I
that.
won't.
Yeah.
I'll time him out. I'll time him out right now. Can I?
No,
Okay.
because
Bitch,
because you're both
won't.
mods. Oh Jesus.
That's all Derb had to
You
say.
cannot delete messages.
I have
from
a I have a
moderator.
different PC that was very kindly sent to me, so this thing's a beast. Look at it's got white rainbow like keys and stuff. It's really
Oh,
pretty.
that's sick.
It's not as sick as this wireless one I have, which is also rainbowy.
Oh, that's way cool.
So
Derb's prepared to stay behind and roll stuff.
okay, and you guys are gonna head out east and south. Cool. So
Oh wait, I probably would have been staying behind when then if Atalia said that you didn't need. I don't know,
She'd say, you know, we're heading there and back. We'd be able to manage.
I'd probably just look to Derb and just put my hand on his shoulder. Well, friend, I hope he has room for the both of us.
Yeah, when does something bad ever happen to a witcher and a source?
The Witcher and the Source. The Witcher
The
and the
Witcher and the
Source.
Source.
One is really strong. The other is a curse. That doesn't really work, Fred.
Oh God.
I'm calling Messi bad, and now he
No.
looks so sad. The Witcher and the Source.
Source.
what are we doing tonight, Witcher? The same thing
got
we do
our own.
night every night, Source.
Witcher, what
Try
are we
to
doing
save the
tonight?
world.
The same thing we do every night. Try to take over the world.
No, save.
Snarf!
The most iconic, the best episode of that ever was the one with where Pinky becomes smarter and Brain like questions all existence.
Yeah, that one was cool.
episode.
It was the best episode. I love that episode.
Snarf! I'm doing it right.
That's so bad.
Snarf!
It's so freaky. Oh God. I haven't even let my daughter play with the snap filter yet.
Snarf!
Oh yeah. All right. Let's keep letting. Let's keep doing the things that we do.
All right, we're doing that thing that Baishra has always told us. Split the party.
Yes. Splitting the party is the best thing to do.
Guys,
I
look,
see
my
you've also
forehead
had a
wrinkles
campaign
say
with
it's ooh.
Oh, whoa.
That's square ass wrinkles.
Yeah, bro.
So Rena
Uh-huh.
and Messi and Patrick, you guys head east.
Patrick says
Sal.
he's staying.
I stayed
He's
behind,
staying
bro.
behind.
You're not going to go to the barony?
She said they didn't need me.
Well,
Okay.
because Dorian asked to stay, right? Unless
You're
I
like-
asked if you needed my services, and you said no.
she's yeah. I mean, if we're taking the night back and coming back, should be fine.
Why would
Okay.
you need charisma checks?
It'll be okay.
You're the frickin' Witcher. You don't
We'll
need
be
me
fine.
kicking any doors down.
Start sweating.
Yep. You bring a source with you. All of a sudden, he starts sweating as well, and then the whole castle blows up. And you're like,
meanwhile in the swamps, German
Jeez, guys, it's really hot in here.
What's going on?
40 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, I'm sweating, man.
40 degrees Fahrenheit. Not
What's that
freezing
ticking
temps.
noise? You guys hear that?
Freezing.
It's definitely not a demon.
Definitely not.
So you guys are going to start heading east and south, heading back to where it was that you come from, and indeed all the way to the barony to hand in the actual knight's body. Pat and Wade, or we can either do this one of two ways. We could take a quick little break for all of us, or if the two of you wanted to fluck off for a second, and I can just hold on to the two of them, we could do that.
We have to disappear?
Well, I mean, you don't have
and
to.
then
You
like
can sit
swap.
around.
You're saying.
I was saying if you wanted to take a quick little break, we can either all do it together, or we can take turns.
Wade, we're done for the night. All right.
I'll take my break now.
Okay.
You guys go ahead.
Okay. Cool.
This is me taking my break. Because I ain't no bitch and I can sit for 4 hours.
Hold on. Wait,
On Wade's break, he watches Lost Initiative.
there you go.
Look, I'm still here. I'll never stop talking. You'll never hear the end of me. I'm invincible. I'll bite your legs off. I feel happy.
That problem has been resolved. All right. So now we don't have to watch Wade as he plays with his own camera, if you know what I'm saying. As he's looking down the lens. What the hell is
Is he gonna do him too? What the fuck?
Anyways, oh God, don't look at chat. All right, you two.
Scott, I just want to real quick, since it's just us here, I just want to thank you a lot for giving me and Rena the opportunity to come on and play with Patrick and Wade's campaign. It's really cool being able to tie us in, once every 11 sessions. It's very nice. Thank you.
Are you giving me a lip, boy?
No.
All right.
No, sir.
No.
You go back. You get your own Switch.
No.
Oh, sorry, Florida, not Georgia. It's okay. Anyway, so you
There's gators out there.
that's right. You go back and you put your hand inside a gator mouth.
Not Gator's head. I'd rather do the bear
Bears.
I was just avoiding chat. I'm just gonna ignore you guys. That's a
The
chat you were
host asked
officially
me to
ignoring.
start my video. I got a request.
Sorry, Rena likes to look at your face. She
blame
slid
her.
to my DMs and was like,
How
"Can
can
you
you
please?"
not want to look at this?
She oh God.
I tried to find my camera because that's how I
His
wanted to
face
come back.
got married.
Rena doesn't need us anymore. Her last roll was a 20, so she's better than us.
I never said
About
that.
damn
Nope.
time she was better than us.
I'm telling you, Rena's gonna get 2 more D20s tonight.
Scott, before the campaign, I really don't want you guys to have to
crazy,
feel
dude.
inferior to Rena's character, us during the campaign. Rena, please, just be as good as us, please.
It's so funny too because her character's designed
Sorry.
so much more powerful than you guys.
I know. That's the crazy part.
It's not a failure in
It's just
design.
me.
It's just a failure. Yeah,
It's just me.
yeah, it's just you.
I just
Not
suck.
true.
That's
It's
fine.
not true.
So-
You're
so
amazing.
Is it this
You
hard
rolled
for?
well.
Doing so
When I
good, Judy.
when I can roll.
Is this hard for Cryptic to have to pull all the way in the relationship
hey,
too?
what's with you and bringing personal life?
Yeah, that's
Damn
my
it.
GPU daddy. You can't talk shit about him.
We don't sit here saying how weird and short you are.
Yeah.
I'm 5'11". Come on.
You're divided by 2. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my
Tired of
god.
hearing it.
I too have to sit on a booster chair to see the camera.
I don't sit on a booster chair.
Pat and I aren't even here, chat. We're not even here.
We're not even here.
All right. Listen, Rena, Messy. I'm just gonna stare at you.
That's
You
weird.
get personalized dungeon mastering.
That's nope.
Oh, hold on, I can't keep it up. Hold on. There you go.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Let me get mine up.
Rena and Messy, you guys are going to be heading east and south, making your way back through the Torney area. where you were spending your time previously and gain some more information about the drowners. I just see flashes of yellow. Like, try to... There. No, I don't see flashes of yellow. Try to...
So creepy close up.
Making your way through to the Tourney area so you can go and deliver the body.
Wait, back up, dude.
Wait.
Too close.
Guys, you're too close. How does it know that you're still there, even?
Pika! Pika!
Yeah, zoom in more, Scott. That'll keep you from smiling.
Sorry. It's hurting my soul so much. Oh,
We're not here, chat. We're not here.
oh God. So you when you head back there and you speak to the knights that are there, we'll bring this actually into RP for a second. The two of you come rolling into the town-ish area and have the horses with you. The two of you sitting atop the horses have become a bit of a known sight. One of you having run a very successful doctoring business, and the other one having very successfully slayed a bunch of undead, a bunch of vampires, and ending the curse. So it's of no surprise that you are heralded well on arrival.
Does anyone approach us or
Patrick,
no?
that's so smart. Pat, that's so good. Pat, that's so good. You know he's sitting in his chair, sitting up, relaxing, picking his nose or something, and we don't know a thing. Oh, you're so smart, Pat. All right. Stop flipping me off, Pat. I can see that. I have see invisibility,
I'm
Pat.
actually mooning you full moon right now.
Oh, he's giving us the goat, too.
I don't get it. Like, if you're gonna freeze frame, why not freeze frame yourself picking your nose?
All right. God, Wade, that's so perfect, Wade. That's like absolute
Like,
perfect.
you're really here.
I imagine that's how he looked when he was getting scolded by like a teacher in school. Oh, you did it
He
already.
was just like,
Oh,
Oh god.
no.
It's okay. The lens cap's closed. You're fine.
Yes.
Oh my god. It's whatever he turns it back on, it's still gonna be there.
What the fuck? Okay, treadmill, that's yours. That's your image. Take that image. You need that. That's all you, baby.
Put Wade's camera back on.
My brain.
I'm trying.
I'm not here.
Oh. Oh, that's actually him. Hold on.
No, that's not actually him.
He's not moving at all. So anyways, God, so creepy. When you guys come rolling in, you become a bit of a welcome sight. As you, unfortunately, as you're rolling past the first couple of citizens or whatever might be there, and they happen to see what it is you're dragging in the little wagon behind you, you know, the cart or whatever behind you, you can see the mood kind of shifts and word spreads faster than you guys travel, to the point where, unfortunately, the knights are the last ones to hear, as one of the knights kind of hails you out of respect and kindness and says, Mistress Wish, sorry, no, it's lady, no, what do they call you? Rain, what were they calling you?
honestly,
There's a Mistress Witcher? Yeah,
I
Mistress
think
Witcher.
you said that or just Master Witcher. I don't
Mistress.
know.
No, it's Mistress Witcher.
I think it's Mistress.
Jesus Christ, chat.
Yeah.
Mistress Witcher. It's a pleasure to see you again. I hope things went well for you back east.
The is it a knight that I've spoken to before?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
It's Wade.
Oh, okay. Yes, the drowners are taken care of.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm sorry to ask, but you didn't bring any of them back with you. Surely enough, your reputation is enough that we wouldn't need you to bring proof with you of your. And he starts making his way around over to the side of the cart, and then as he makes his way over, he looks down and says, blessed be. This is an unfortunate day to have such a high life lost in such a low way. Perhaps I shouldn't speak so ill. He did so protecting the people, even if he failed in his task. Thank you for bringing his body back, though unfortunately there is little that we can do for it here. It must be returned to the barony. We can bring it for you if you would like, but I would also have to say that the Baroness herself would want to speak to you. You have built a bit of a reputation as of late, and perhaps returning it yourself would be a good deed. Well, perhaps not returning it to her directly, but the knights that would be in the area.
She'd look to Imbear for any kind of reaction.
Could you point? Oh my god.
No.
There's more.
No.
How did you do that?
There's a legion.
How did you? Wait, you send me that one.
Is there
Time Squad. Unfunny one told me about it.
Josh.
is there a knight captain that we should speak to bring this body to if we're going towards the Baroness?
There would be, yes. You can speak to the, not specifically the captain of the knights, but the one that would be overseeing these things. You can speak to the knight Eric, and he will be happy to assist you.
I know an Eric.
She'll look back to the knight and just nod to him. And where can we find the Baroness?
Well,
So you said
in the capital, at her estate.
Do I know how far the capital is?
You guys actually, it's only about a day's travel from here. Technically not even. If you left early in the morning, you'd be there by the, which you should probably get some rest at this point anyways. If you left early in the morning, you'd be there by nightfall.
We went, did you say northeast or southeast?
You guys travel southeast from where you were beforehand, so yeah.
Okay. Is it further southeast?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. Pat, do Naruto hand signs. Like your shadow clone jutsu.
Oh,
Jack, kick out, boo. I don't know all the freaking. No, I didn't watch none.
Ah, Ruto.
Bam!
The L on the forehead.
Jesus Christ, guys.
I wish
We're
you could
gonna
combine filters. Imagine combining
Return the
that
body
with the...
first.
It would be cool if you could combine filters, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Duchess. I'm saying Baroness, I meant Duchess. Sorry.
Oh, that's what we would have said then.
To be clear.
No, we're calling it the wrong thing.
It's
The
canon
Duchess,
now.
the Baroness, the Duchess.
The Duchess.
Yeah, where can we find the Baronet? The Duchess?
So yeah, they just to be clear, sorry about that. So anyways, yeah, they say you would want to speak to the knight Eric, and you will honestly, when you come rolling in with the corpse, when you arrive at the corpse, you'll be directed to him anyways. So
Sure.
he'll be the one to handle it. But the Duchess would like to speak to you.
Great. I tell you, I think this is a good opportunity for us. But I would suggest if we're taking the night corpse into the capital, we should maybe clean it up a little bit more.
He looks it over and says, "It looks as though it's been cleaned incredibly well. Unfortunately, rot has set in. He must have died over a week ago, if I had to guess."
We could at least set it in there so that when the horse pulls it in the wagon, it doesn't get knocked about like it has been.
He nods and says, "We can have a slightly better presentation arranged. The two of you look wary, and I imagine so after the fight that you've been through. Why don't you get yourself a night's rest and perhaps a pint? On me, of course. Thank you again for returning him. And thank you again for not just looting his body."
Would you like the armor?
He says, "The armor will be removed, cleaned, and returned to his lineage."
Very well.
In response to what you said about looting the body, she'd look to him a little bit sharply and say, those who die in this manner don't deserve that kind of treatment.
I mean, And while I agree, unfortunately, reputations of many different peoples is, well, you are building your own reputation here. And we are indebted to your services thus far.
Regardless,
Dude,
my work has been.
dude, what is going on?
We get all.
Wait, what is happening?
Oh, it looks like you're wearing a
Wait.
suit of armor.
Oh, okay, there you go.
I'm one of the knights as well.
You are,
Oh,
yeah.
there's Wade. Yeah.
Wade.
When I see a knight, I bonk it with a bat.
With a herring.
Tis but a flesh wound.
Tis a butt.
I'll bite your legs off. I like to
So,
leave the neck exposed.
So Scott, I guess we make the proper arrangements to stay the night here, and then we'll go southeast.
Yep, no
If nothing
problem.
bad happens, we can just skip forward. Hold on.
Exactly.
Better have the filter. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You guys could do exactly that.
Okay, thank God.
I'm gonna turn Wade's camera off again. So, you guys are, oh
Two
God.
pets though.
For anybody that watches this stream in audio only mode, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for putting a filter over your sanity. Thank you for doing everything you can to try to avoid all of the bad stuff. Oh God, wait. So many Wades, and they're sparkly. It's so creepy. Oh God, can I watch the stream in audio only mode? All right, that's it. I'm officially covering up the video. All right. So you guys are I can't see any of you now. I just have to go without facial reactions. So you guys are able to spend the nights, wake up in the morning, because you're actually able to rest. Don't forget to heal any HD or whatever that you would. Actually, Rena, you got pretty fucked up, didn't you? Don't forget to spend some HD.
I did not. No.
Yeah, you actually would do so now. You would spend some HD while you're sleeping at night, right?
I didn't
got
get messed up, though.
Not
Oh.
Rena, I did.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Messy. You would be able to spend some HD now, but don't forget you also get to return a couple of the missing HD that you have lost. Where are you, Dorian? Nope, you're not Dorian. You're in Bear.
I don't have missing HD.
I have missing HT.
No, because you're missing health points. So you'd spend HD to heal your health points while you're sleeping at night. Don't forget. You just have never gotten injured. So why don't you roll some HD?
Well, hold on. Does this work on me?
You are master of gain the benefits of the wisdom score +1. You gain proficiency in the medical skills. You already have
Hold on, is that the
proficiency.
right thing?
During a short rest, you can clean and bind wounds of up to 6. Make a will medicine for each creature. Yeah, I said yes, you can, but disadvantage for yourself.
Disadvantage? Okay.
Yeah.
What am I rolling again? I gotta read that. Oh my God.
Wisdom medicine.
Just
Can I
medicine,
make a
okay.
potion?
Yeah, you can always make a potion if you have the ingredients to do so. Yeah.
How long does it take me, by the way?
It takes an hour for you to make potion for you to make it any number of potions that you would like. You can luck
Okay.
that if you'd like, Messy.
I rolled so what? Was that a 50% that I get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
No.
You fail. So roll your just roll your health points.
Okay.
Okay, so roll again. I hear you clicking.
How many free ones do you get a day?
Roll again. Wait, overnight when you sleep, you gain back half of your missing HD. So, and you get no health points just from sleeping. It's just an opportunity to spend more. So,
I wasn't missing any.
So yeah, if you just spend one more, you're going to just missing 1 HD, but you get back all of your missing health. So just click one more time. Cool. So more or less, you're back up to 3 out of your 4 HD, and you're back up to full health. Rena, you
so I
can
would've
craft
spent
whatever
them
potions you
before I
like.
slept. I see.
Yeah, or as
Okay.
part of the sleeping, realistically.
Gotcha. Okay.
I had asked you about 2 of them. One in particular, I know is already fine. The second one, I don't know, because I don't remember if you had needed to adjust anything that either of these potions do, or if it was fine as they are.
What potions are you referring to? I'm so sorry.
Golden Oriole.
I was going to say, you and I never end up getting to chat after the stream to go over the details.
I know what you said, but I heard golden Oreo.
It's Oriole. It's a weird, I don't know, not sure what it means, but it's
yeah,
an Oreo.
I'm pretty sure
call
an
it-
Oriole is a type of fucking
It's a
flower.
hair shampoo, right?
I'm pretty sure it's a type of flower, but I could
Oriole.
be mistaken.
Yeah.
Oriole, kids! Because we're worth it.
No, it's a
too.
bird. It's a bird.
I
It's a
didn't
bird.
see
It's
where
a,
its camera
it's a bird.
Oh,
It's a bird. So the potion acts as an anti-venom. But also you also gain resistance to poison. For you, you don't give them resistance to poison. You just make the anti-venom. You just craft the anti-venom part of it. So that's like the weaker version of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Why is Skitsy yelling at me? Skitsy, why are you yelling at me?
And then the other one is kiss.
Yep.
Party luck pool is what Skitsy is yelling at you.
So negative on any negates any ongoing untyped damage from bleeding, and you're immune to ongoing untyped damage for bleeding for 1 round. I would actually say that is the same. It's a coagulant. You know what I mean? So it
So
would
if I
work.
get injured, I could use it as.
I would,
okay.
yeah, I would say for them, it works the same because Golden Oriole works as it says in the book, right? Like as is for you.
I'm making these for myself.
Oh,
just real quick.
okay, then full effect, man.
No, okay, that's what I was asking. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry,
I
no.
wasn't sure.
You have full effect. What about Party Luck Pool, man?
Full effect of both. Okay, well those are the 2 that I'm gonna craft then. I think I can do one of them with all albedo. I can't remember. I gotta look again. Shoot.
Don't forget your potions
Oh, no, I
actually.
can't.
Your potions
can't.
actually expire.
After how many days?
Hold on, let me read this for a second. Oh no! They don't expire. I got rid of that mechanic. I was like, that's gonna be too difficult. I instead added spoiled condition. Oh no, yeah. Freshly made. That's right. Freshly made potions spoil 24 hours after making them. You can still drink a spoiled potion, but it imposes 1 level of exhaustion. That's right. To which that 1 level of
sucks.
exhaustion, the alchemical blood advanced gives you immunity to that. So when you get an advanced mutation and you choose alchemical blood, it actually gives you immunity to that, allowing you to drink spoiled poisons no problem. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, then I'm going to be crafting a couple more then. That's
Yeah, and that's just so you don't stack up an infinite number of potions on you to have. Yeah.
It was just 2 that I hadn't used from before.
You can stack up the alchemical ones, like the weaker ones that they're able to drink, and those ones don't spoil.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to scrap the old ones then and make new ones. In that case, I can.
What old ones?
I had a cat.
You don't scrap those, just keep them. You're just spoiled. That's all.
Yeah, but I guess I
Crap,
could.
dude.
Yeah.
And a white
What-
Rafford.
This is the face I make when you scrap a
I'm
cat.
gonna put the
Me too.
spoiled, status.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just gonna put like
Because
spoiled.
there's ways to eliminate the spoiled too. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So we can worry about that some other time though.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, worry about that another time though. Don't worry about it.
Get
Well,
some
I do want a cat
Febreze.
potion, so
Freshen
and I
it
can
right
actually
up.
make that with all Negredo. Wait, but that's just attacking damage. Never mind. That's not the one I wanted.
Negredo is amazing for the sake of like going into combat.
Wait, well, is that adding? So does that mean if I make a cat potion using all Negredo,
Mm-hmm.
I get +2 to my attack and
Damage rolls for an hour,
And
as
damage
well
rolls?
as yeah, absolutely, yeah,
I didn't know.
yeah. So like if you're about to
Okay.
walk into a cave and you drink a Negredo cat potion, you
Uh-huh.
become that much more badass.
Ooh, I'm gonna do that then. What do I have to roll? Can you remind me?
It's just a DC 8 for these. It's the what's it called? The skill, the herbalism skill. But just a DC 8.
So it's my
DC 9, DC
herbalism-
9, DC 9. Oh, herbalism check.
What attribute?
Wisdom for you. You can probably just set that to wisdom and change it if you ever need to, because it's generally wisdom for everything you've used it for thus far.
I'm making 3 potions, so I'm gonna do this 3 times.
Yep. And if you set it to wisdom, make it a little bit easier. Cool. That's successful. You're making your Witcher potions, right?
See if I can do that. Oh, I can. Wisdom, you said?
Yep.
Yeah, my Witcher potions.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
Yes. Okay, sick. All right. Thank you.
Well, now, what did you make? You made one cat, one what?
A
one-
cat, a golden Oriole or
Mhm.
Oriole or whatever, and
Mhm.
then a kiss.
Cool. And did you make any of those with all secondary ingredients?
Just the cat potion.
So you want to write, like black cat or Negredo cat, right?
Mhm.
as opposed to like a white cat or a red cat, right?
Yes, I'm gonna add those to my sheet now.
Cool.
Isn't
Thank
a black
you.
cat a firework?
No. All right, cool. So that's awesome that you're able to actually make for the first time a secondary effect potion. So just as a reminder for people that never played the video games, I incorporated those rules into these, the rules of this, because it's pretty badass to do so. I incorporated the whole mechanic from the first Witcher game into this because I think it's fun. I love Witcher, the first video game. Anyways, there's ingredients used for making Witcher potions, but each of those ingredients is a secondary effect. Albedo, Negredo, and Rubido are like a secondary thing. If you make any potion with all three of the same secondary ingredient, Albedo reduces the toxicity of the potion by 1. And makes it so it doesn't spoil for you. Negredo increases your attack rolls and damage rolls for 1 hour. And Rubido actually allows her to heal 1d6 additional health every 10 minutes for an hour. So over the course of an hour, she heals an additional 66 health just over time, which is great because it allows her to like recover from a combat without expending HD, which is really, 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 really useful. Awesome. So anything else, Rena?
That's all I wanted to do.
Cool. Yeah, so Albedo as a making potions makes them so they don't spoil, which is nice.
So I'll just remove the ingredients I chose to like make them with. Okay, thank you.
How expensive are these potions?
It takes ingredients and time and making a skill check.
Yeah, but like how many ingredients goes into each one?
Oh, so let's say for instance, Cat, it takes her 2 Quabrith and 1 Rebus, right? The more expensive ones are going to be things like Thunderbolt and Shrike. Shrike is 1 Hydrangeum, 1 Quabrith, 1 Rebus, and 2 Vermilion. And Thunderbolt is 1 Hydrangeum, 1 Rebus, 2 Vermilion, and 1 Vitriol.
Okay, so kind of expensive.
Yeah, they get up there. Even just the White Raffords, the first White Raffords, which is just like a healing potion, it's 2 Hydrangeum, 1 Rebus, and 1 Vitriol. So, hey, what's up, Tyler, man? How you doing? Welcome to the Illuminati. Pat was mocking you earlier,
I was not.
but in a loving way.
I've been sitting here perfectly still.
Yeah, with your big brain.
Hey!
Hi, Pat. Not Pat. Hi, Tyler. How are
Hi,
you doing, Tyler?
I'm here.
Hey, Tyler.
What's up, man? We love Tyler. Tyler's one of our favorites. Tyler is a sexy boy. If you don't believe me, sniff his hair. And if you can't,
Don't do that. That's weird.
if you can't,
You don't want to be weird.
no, not at all. Jesus Christ! Wait, I just looked at OBS and regretted it.
Wait, you looked over and you saw me looking at the camera?
By the way, I do not condone sniffing Tyler's hair. Only because
This one, Scott, here, I'm putting the camera down.
what?
You
Oh
condone
God.
this?
I'm not looking at OBS anymore. I already have your camera covered, so I can't see you. No, I'm not
Well,
looking
that's
at
like
OBS anymore.
that's the ultimate one right there.
Oh my God.
We love you.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Nope. Okay.
Hashtag no filter.
That
Nope.
doesn't sound like a Furby.
Hashtag no filter.
Nope.
Come to mama.
Nope.
Mama's coming.
Nope.
No, mama. No, mama.
Nope.
Trust me.
Nope.
Sit.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope. Hi. In case you all don't know, I'm not going to give the full story because I want to get back to playing the game. We've actually been getting some degree of progress happening. I'm actually excited about the story. But short version is I had a nightmare in middle school pertaining to Furbies taking over the world. And shortly after that happens, I was in middle school, I had a nightmare about Furbies taking over the world, but it was like a middle school I wasn't familiar with. About a month or two later on, I moved, like my family actually moved like 45 minutes away from where I was, like quite a few towns away to a place that I'd never seen before. And I first walked into the school as like the touring it with my parents and the principal or whatever. And it was the exact same fucking location that was in my dream a couple months prior. Anyways, there's way more to details to it than that, but it was the scariest deja vu I've ever had in my life. And I've been afraid of Furbies ever since. So that's
Oh,
the
you just told
short
Wade
version.
something you probably shouldn't have told him.
fucking
Ooh.
my family delivers Furbies to me. They like leave Furbies sitting around just to freak me.
He loves you.
Oh God. My daughter was recently gifted one of those Furbies, one of the newer ones that have like the eyes that like, I don't know, it's just fucking freaky because they're like high quality like LED screens, like a hand me down for my nieces and nephew. Oh, they're so fucking freaky.
Wade, your camera's.
Anyways, so
Oh,
yeah. Okay. So let's
Wade,
let's
did you make a
continue.
face now you're stuck like that? Didn't your mom tell you that was gonna happen?
Oh,
All right. So can we get back to this game, Rita
Yeah.
and Messy? So
Yeah.
you guys make those potions, Rita. Do you make them now so that they're gonna spoil over time?
I mean, that's what I'm planning on making. I don't know. Maybe just before we go to leave.
Sure.
How long did you say it takes to get to wherever the Duchess is?
The better part of a day. Like if you leave in the morning, you'll be there for nightfall.
oh, it's only like a 10th
So I
of a
imagine
mile
we'd
then.
stay there before heading out again.
Yeah, that's what we talked about. You guys are crashing the night's night, getting a drink on him, and then you guys are leaving, heading to the duchy. Oh, at the duchy. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Before you head back. Yes.
Because essentially what my thought process is she's going to make it the potions when they're headed back to Dorian and Derb.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
be
fine.
back in 5 days.
That's perfectly fine, Rita. Oh, or even just put them on your character sheet. And you could say that when you guys are heading to the next region, you make them. That's fine. Don't worry about it. But you already made
Okay.
your checks. You're good to go. So let's
Okay.
keep going. So you guys make it down to the duchy. Just traveling there is not a difficult thing whatsoever. You actually travel into the capital now. And Bear has been by the capital before, as has Atelia. From the loop throughs and the double checking on the various vampire situation that was going on, make sure you kind of cleaned out what was happening over here. This was all done during the downtime that you guys had, and for Imber, just like the time that's spent prior to the actual opening of the campaign for his character, you've been through the capital before. As you're traveling through the streets, one of the things that you notice is there are a lot of different shops that are here, different places where you can find all sorts of high quality or exotic goods, decent quality like armor, weapons, clothing, various other supplies that you might want to find, even a really good shoe shiner. He's really has this nice shop nearby. It's actually kind of annoying because at one point in time you guys are walking through the streets, and unfortunately you end up trudging through some mud, making your shoes just absolutely covered in a disgusting amount of mud, calling them to be like, hey, you want me to shine up those shoes for you? It looks like you could use a little bit of help with that. Calling for you to just kind of like take a load off and see if you want to just have them kind of clean off your boots. I mean, truth be told, you are going to be going to visit the Duchess of the area. Am I saying the right one now? Yes. Going to visit the Duchess here, right? So it probably isn't a bad idea for you to go to have yourself cleaned up.
Unless you're a magic-based person who happens to have prestidigitation.
I mean, sure, you could do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's free.
But does prestidigitation apply appropriate amount of shoe wax?
If there was shoe
That
wax
mud
nearby,
right
I'm
off.
assuming I could
What, Messy?
magically apply it
I was
if I
so
had
well
shoe wax.
You could.
Sorry, I'll put it back on.
Did
Wax
you just
on.
wipe your
wax off.
eyebrows on?
You
Oh.
missed it. I wish you could do the no eyebrows and no beard at the same time. I really wish.
Pretty good magic right there.
That'd be
Why
so
didn't-
funny. Anyway,
That's actually pretty. You got the timing on that. It's really
Yeah.
good.
Scott, I'm gonna talk to the.
When's
shoe
he gonna
shiner
take
kid.
off?
What's up?
I'm gonna talk to the shoe shiner kid as we horse by.
Sure. What do you say?
What's your name, boy?
Wait, let me try.
I don't know his name. NPC 7. He looks at you and he says, "Oh, Tyler. Tyler's the name."
Another Tyler. Wow. Come on, Scott. You could have picked anyone. There's a whole chat here. I
Yeah,
don't
but
think-
Tyler looks like somebody that would that would shine shoes.
No, he has 2 times.
What about cheesy butler?
Actually, he straight up says, he says, well, truth, he goes, well, I'm not going to, he says, I don't usually share my name, but I do share my expertise. You can call me Boot Black.
I'll call you Boot. Boot for short. You lived in the capital for a long time?
My whole life.
I tell you, I've only been here a handful of times, less than that.
Don't forget, the name of the city is Beauclair. Beauclair.
It's Beauclair.
Beauclair.
I've only been to Beauclair a handful of times, less than that. But how old is this person? Is this kid? I'm calling him kid. Is he a kid?
He's young. Yeah, young.
If this kid's lived here his whole life, he might have a little bit of insight on how best we deal with this. And without our walking, talking stick Dorian, I mean, you and I are gonna have to handle negotiations. So maybe we should do a little bit of research.
He says, come on, sit down. He goes, you can sit in silence or we can talk.
She'll look to Embarrass, look back to the kid, and go and sit down.
I'll tie the horse up.
Okay. So you go over and sit down, and looks down at your boots and looks down at your boots and looks up at you and says, "Oh my. I'll clean these up. I'll clean them up as good as can be. But I do have to say that your boots are actually not in very good shape. It looks like you maybe were trudging through sand for a long time. They look worn down and gritted up, and then they're completely covered in mud. I'll shine them up. I'll shine them up good for you. But
is there a cobbler nearby?
He says,
cobbler?
well, actually, there is a cobbler not too far from here that I would suggest you're using if you wanted to get yourself a new pair of boots. And he actually points. There's like a bit of a corner, a turn in the street, and actually points and says, just round the bend over there, and just on your right hand side, there'll be a cobbler that'll take care of you. And he gestures over to Ember and says, I'll clean yours up. They're in better condition, but honestly, perhaps both of you should actually have new shoes or new boots rather than having these ones cleaned.
And how much does that cobbler pay you to say that?
He looks at you and says, oh, nothing at all. The cobbler doesn't pay me the least to do so.
I'm going to insight just in case.
Absolutely. So when he says that, you realize that the cobbler doesn't pay him, but it does still seem like you get the idea that they're not being entirely truthful with you.
There's a mutual thing going on here. Okay. Well, and her boots are like destroyed. Like he's not lying about that.
No, they're I mean, she walked through a desert
on a horse with no name. Yeah. I tell you, he is right. And how much could new shoes be? I mean, they gotta be. New boots are important for a witcher, right?
It would be I cannot find the right words today.
Beneficial.
Yeah, I suppose.
Bootyful.
Nice. We are in Boot Claire. Okay.
Boussant.
Why don't you go check out the cobbler now? I'll talk to the kid, see if I can't get something.
She'll look back to the kid. Where's the cobbler?
Gestures down the street again and says, just there around the bend on your right hand side. You won't miss it.
I'll go and have a look.
Okay. And you hop off back into the ground down below. You walk away about a couple dozen steps, and God, it's muddy over there. And you continue making your way over to where the cobbler is. Reno, when you go up to, you can actually see right around the bends. There's the sign that suggests it's a cobbler. You go walking in, and oh my God, it's one of those things where I don't know about you, Reno, in real life. I imagine so because you're an Arizonan. But you go walking into that shop and just the smell of leather.
Straight leather. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Walking into a tack shop, it's almost arousing. Like, it's so good. Like,
Sometimes it's is it overpowering though?
no,
Okay.
a well-maintained tag, like not like some tight little, not like you walk into some dominatrix place where it has to be some freaking little tiny little hole in the wall where you want to hide it from society, right? I mean, a proper
not that
tack
kind
shop.
of
What do
leather.
you do with the hole in the
Come
wall
on.
in a dominatrix place?
Don't worry about it. A large, like wide open tack shop where like just like you have like just a smell of like, and it's like different qualities of leather, like raw leather and so. Oh my god, so good.
I walk in
Anyways,
the shoe shop.
yeah,
It smells like leather.
especially if it's horse leather, lubed up horse leather.
Wait, couldn't Rena have made some? Or couldn't Kelly have made some of that with the horse? She
You know how hard it is to make a shoe?
I like shows.
Actually, I say had because unfortunately got destroyed over time. I had a pair of deerskin nice shoes for work. Unfortunately, I got them for like going to meetings as like a restaurant manager. And then unfortunately, sometimes I'd have to go straight from a meeting to work, and I wore them too many times in like a kitchen. You know, like oil spills. Eventually, they weren't cheap either. Like I was young. I was like, oh, I'm going to spend like $400 on a pair of shoes. And they just got utterly destroyed. So fucking stupid. That was years ago, but anyways.
Like your mid sneeze.
Either way, so Rita, you go walking into the place, and just that smell of leather is just so nice. And you can see like the various shoes and whatnot all around, a whole bunch of boots and everything, and you're gonna be able to walk over and pick out a pair. Do you intend to engage into much conversation with them over there, Reina, or are you just gonna buy a pair of boots and leave?
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna buy new boots and leave. She doesn't really have need for conversation other than maybe asking what they know about the Duchess.
Cool. Wade, please roll me a D100. And Rena, get prepared to roll a persuasion check, but not yet. I need to see his D100. Rena, you can roll your persuasion check with advantage, please.
Okay.
You have to beat a 74.
Wow. Wow, Rita.
I am a witcher.
He's back.
Woo!
Are you happy with that
I
result?
missed you.
What?
Rena
I mean-
persuade and be like,
I'm not very.
What did the luck
persuasive.
pool do? The luck pool do D4s to the results?
I mean, I could like get to the next. Oh, we have
How
one.
many-
See, whatever. See, it doesn't
Rena's
matter.
rolls be like,
It's fine. I take it that conversation goes nowhere.
So,
Reroll. Reroll. Reroll.
On persuasion, no.
Reroll. Reroll.
she doesn't have any rerolls. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Because you can't get them anymore. You turn them off.
I turned you off. So,
I didn't turn anything off. You crazy.
all right. So anyways, back
This
to
phase lie that think I like turn things off.
back to what you guys are doing. So, Rena,
Yeah,
you
you're
go
all
walking
wavy.
in with your persuasion check. You're gonna be quality of boots, just really quickly. Are you gonna buy like a really nice quality, like durable for the road, but also looking nice for the sake of presenting yourself well, as a butcher?
Functional, something functional, and that looks decent. She's
Okay.
not looking to spend a lot of money on this.
Leaning towards durability. That's not the end of the world. Give me 2 seconds. I'll give you your price. Where are you? And you didn't roll well, so sorry to waste so much time on a pair of boots. You can spend because you're at a quality shop, whatever. You can spend 4 marks on this, which is the EP,
Okay. It's kind of
and you're gonna get well crafted boots. They are pricey. Remember,
That's
1
fine.
mark is what 50 of the
50 florins.
yeah. So that's
Wow, I
200
remembered.
florins. Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah,
Right,
well,
200.
yeah. Right? Isn't that a lot? Because you spent 4 of them. So it's
That's
200.
a lot, yeah.
Yeah. So
Dang.
yeah.
Okay. 800 florins later.
Well, only four marks. That's no. 50 florins each. So 4
Oh, I
times.
was right. Okay,
yeah.
wait, I was right.
Yeah. So 4 times 5 is yeah. So anyways,
Okay,
and
never
back
mind.
to you, Bessie. So you sit down and he immediately goes to work cleaning out your shoes.
So, you've you lived your whole life. You said.
I did.
This is so fucked up. The knight we're carrying back there. Do you recognize him?
I didn't see a knight. He says, continuing to work. Where is it?
Corpse in the wagon.
He kind of stops and looks up at you, and then he starts going again. And he's like, "Oh, I didn't look," and it kind of trails off. Like,
Don't worry,
should I?
I didn't kill him. We were sent to rescue his body. We were told to bring it back here. I was just wondering if you could maybe help us find the captain of the guard or something.
Roll a persuasion check.
My face is the face you make when he stops to look up at you.
Wait, you know your face is frozen, right?
What?
Whoa.
Better than Rena.
Yep. So he believes what you said, that you didn't kill him or whatever. He's like, "Oh," and you're saying you more or less that the knights that would handle that. He goes, "I would want to have that just be discovered by anybody. I would want to deliver that immediately to where the nearest knight garrison. That wouldn't be too far from here. If you actually go back down the road that you came from, and it gives you a bit of direction from there."
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Appreciate that. Also, you saw my companion, right?
He nods. It's not the first time I've seen eyes like that.
So Geralt came through here?
He always paid well for his boots.
Guess that makes you somewhat famous, doesn't it?
To one degree or another.
And then he would just make small talk with the boy about his life and stuff.
Oh, sure.
If
So,
there's anything useful he can get out of that, then maybe. But
did you try to fish any information from him?
no, I'm not. I mean, he's just a young kid. I asked about the night he helped me, and then I didn't want to like.
Okay, cool. Nope, that's fine. If you don't try to get anything else out of him, you can actually just roll on by. You guys eventually leave. Rena comes over with a nice pair of boots. She walks over to meet up with you, but once again, Rena, fucking, you already got mud on your boots. And just heading back over, then the boy says, "Well, those are beautiful boots, but I must say, you've already got them spoiled. Please sit down, have a seat. We'll clean those up really quickly, and have you on your way to the garrison." He says,
"That's the trick, is it?"
He says, "But don't worry, you can head down that path over there." He gestures towards where he told you the garrison is. That way, you won't get them so spoiled.
What good are boots if I can't even... She'll look at the kid and just sigh. Go and sit down.
Between him cleaning both of your pairs of boots,
Actually, right as she sits down, Bear will just wipe it off with prestidigitation and be like, "Oh, all done."
He sees that happen. It's like on the ground, and he's like, he does like a half beat where he like freezes, like he's shocked by it, but then almost like smoothly he goes, "You clean them off, but they still don't look polished. Unfortunately, the mud removes a bit of the polish, and I think your spell did too." And he starts pulling out polish and starts working on it with that.
This
is
kid,
why I want to escape into a fantasy world for a boot shining side quest.
I tell you, this boy cleaned Geralt's boots. He claims. So it seems he's done 2 Witcher's boots.
He goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to put it on my on top of my shop if ever I find I have the ability to own one myself. Oh, it would be the dream one day to be able to have my own boot shining shop indoors, and so I could have people walk in respectably and not have to sit out in the elements as I'm trying to clean their boots. Maybe one day."
So what's the price?
To properly clean the boots, it's going to be 15 florins for the 2 of you, 10 for you and 5 for her. And he says, he says, as I discussed this, it might be something that I could potentially do. Listen, if you'd be so kind as to sponsor my shop for me, I'd be willing to take care of your boots anytime you ever came through
We've
town.
got other matters to attend to.
He says, "No, I understand, of course, and I suppose consistently having well-kept boots isn't important to somebody that speaks to the knights and the Duchess."
Somebody sponsored Daleric so he'll quit fucking asking us to do it.
If only someone would give me $4.99 a month.
It's 11 sessions, nothing this session. Please sponsor me.
Oh, if only I had something called like a Diber or something like that. I don't know.
And right as he said that, his Patreon's plugged in chat.
Oh, if only you used your
that's
Twitch
funny.
Primes. If you
That's
have
what
a
a
Twitch
weird
Prime, it's a
coincidence.
free Twitch sub. Once a month, you can use it here if you wanted. I'm just a poor boy who has no Twitch shop.
Twitch.
I,
All right.
I sell emotes on the streets.
So did you want to sever conversation and go in from the arena?
She's dropping the 5 florins and we're heading out.
Okay.
So with Twitch Prime.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, it was
Wow.
3-bit.
Congrats, you got 3-bit along the
Hey,
way.
3-bit. 3-bit. Are you related to Longbit?
The horse or the derb?
You
Long bit or short bit?
Yeah. Oh, God.
Which bit?
Wade, fix your face. You're ugly.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, if you'd be so kind as to sponsor my new face makeover shop.
All right, so Rena, you guys get up and head towards the where it is you need to go. You bring the body in, and it's one of those things where formality, and then you bring the body, and the actual Eric, the knight Eric, says it's a shame, a travesty, what happens to have lost his life or something. So it is an oath that we swear when we're given the honor of knighthood. It is an oath that we have taken. To protect our people at all costs, since he unfortunately had to pay the ultimate cost. He'll get the appropriate burial for the sacrifice that he's made. He'll be honored, and his family will be well taken care of. Thank you for delivering him into us over such a long distance, for even going so far as to discover him. This is an act of kindness that also will not be forgotten. How is it that you discovered him?
What direction did we come from?
The town of Greensboro.
Was that
It was a quarter mile away,
north,
6 days travel.
northeast?
Yes.
Northwest?
Northwest.
Northwest.
I thought you said west. To the northwest of here, it's a small town. I cannot recall the name of right now. Nope, I don't remember. Just a small town that was unfortunately plagued by drowners.
We cleared out the nest and found the body there.
Yes, you did. Like a good boy.
Thanks, DM.
I see the overheating icon on my camera. It's gonna end up overheating soon.
I hear a break time coming.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do a quick break, but right after this RP. So Rena,
I
you
already took a
cleared the
break.
nest.
No need for breaks. Only an hour left.
And he says, oh, you cleared out a drowner problem. I didn't know that there was one arising. Thank you for that, Twitcher. Is there anything we can do to be of service to you?
We heard that the Duchess was looking to speak with us.
Oh.
Or me, more specifically.
Oh, I know that she had interest in the one that had resolved the secondary problem with the vampires that happen to exist in the area. Perhaps this is what you're referring to.
She nods.
Says it can be arranged that you would meet with her, especially on the back of the deed that you had just done for the duchy, in delivering this knights to us. I'll be more than happy to make those arrangements for you. Truth be told, though, we've not had formal introductions. My name is Sir Eric Butler.
Another Eric. Wow.
No, this is the one that was.
Oh, this was the Eric. That's right.
It's
That's right.
the
Yeah.
Eric.
Because I said
Atelia.
I thought your last
I
name
guess if he's going formal, I guess Atelia of Karath.
Of Karath. The deserts to the east.
She nods again.
Strange to be of Karath. Were you born or raised there? Is this why you're a witcher, a female witcher, which I've never heard of before?
I trained there.
Nods. He says, Atelia of Karath, I'll be more than happy to let the Duchess know that you have arrived. And your companion, he says, turning to Amber.
I'm Dr. Monfault.
Dr. Monfault. Does he know who you are? Let us see.
I did
Slash
make
R
business
1d20 plus 2. He says, it's a pleasure to have met you, Doctor. He says, are you the one that was, he says, did you find the knight alive, or was he well since dead? Or is he dead when you arrived?
He was, well, I don't want to go in the gritty medical details, but it had been some time.
He nods. Gruesome way indeed.
Could I have placed the date, maybe, just by observation?
I mean, you could say a couple days prior to our arrival.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
Almost a week.
Yep. And so he says, he says, well, if you would like to spend some time, I'll speak to the Duchess, and I'm sure she would like to meet with you even this evening. Allow me to go and see what I can have arranged. And he'll kind of like part with you guys for a little while, and then eventually kind of come back. You know, some hours later, you would hear a response. Again, it was already nightfall when you guys arrived, and he says, unfortunately, she is going to be occupied this evening. Your arrival in town was a bit late, but tomorrow she'll be more than happy to, tomorrow evening. Allowing you guys to kind of crash the night, spend the greater part of the next day, waiting around for your opportunity to speak with her. Is there anything you characters would want to do in town the next day, or just kind of like lie low?
This is a new location? Sorry, go ahead.
This is just staying inside the capital city.
Yeah, we're in the capital.
What's up, Ember?
Since we're just visiting and we're trying not to stay long to keep the party from being split for a whole session,
Yeah.
Probably not.
Okay, cool.
But I want to know what Wade and Patrick are doing in their smithy.
Don't worry, I'll get back to them.
We're gonna get that today.
No, I'll get back to them. So, you guys, I
No,
imagine,
side quest. You gotta get your gloves shined.
you guys, while you're there, are you trying to stay in style? Are you trying to stay inside one of the cheapest rooms possible? And when I say style, I don't mean like a lofty, blah, 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 just like a decent room, like a respectable room.
I'm assuming the Duchess didn't offer any lodging.
No.
Great. Why would she?
Then a decent room.
Okay.
Nothing over the top.
Then just 10 florins each for some of that, because it's expensive here in the capital. And then going back to flash forward to the next day you would have the opportunity to go and speak to the Duchess. Last thing I'm going to ask, I know we said that you weren't really spending much time doing other things. Would you, now that you've already replaced your boots, actually try to get some other decent clothing to meet the Duchess with, or I'm fine in my armor, leave me alone? And I'm fine in my
Witcher.
dirty,
We went shopping.
dirty
Actually,
doctor's outfit.
I was gonna say this clothing she's had has been through some tough things, tough times. So maybe just like a new shirt and pants or something like that.
Sure. Something like you guys can go in the morning, and that way you can pick it up later on after it's been appropriately tailored. How about you, Messi? Would you also appropriately dress in better garb? I'm not saying fancy stuff, just new clothes.
It's just something simple. Like I'm not going.
Yeah, I know, Rena.
No
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
RP.
What
Yeah.
brands do they have available here?
Oh, shut up, Wade.
We get a
Adidas?
Supreme jacket.
So
No.
Messi, do you replace your clothing at all, or no?
He'll remove the mud and dirt from it with magic, but no, he won't change.
Okay, so Rena, back to you. For you to just like get, again, durable clothing, so that looks like it's going to last long, has maybe a smallest bit of style to it, you can just subtract another 15 florins from your character sheet, okay?
Was that is that the silver?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes, B.
Does heavy clothing give her a defense point?
I said 50. I meant 5 florins. I'm so sorry, Rena. All right, so flashing forward, you guys are actually now being invited into the duchy yourselves, on into the estates. The estate itself, it's important to be noted that there are knights that stand outside the outermost walls of the duchy. There are knights that patrol through the actual capital city itself, as well as guards. And then when you actually go into the duchy, you see various knights that walk throughout the halls. They are clearly on or off duty. But it's pretty easy to tell which ones are knights based off their scars, the kind of clothing they're wearing, so on and so forth. It's also important to remind you guys that knights here are like chivalric knights, so they're actually kind people. So if they walk by you, they give like a smile or a nod. There's no just like gruff face walk by. That's something like a guard would do, but the knights would all be pleasant. Would give like smiles, nods, pay attention to you, blah, 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 that kind of a thing. All right, cool. So when you guys eventually get to the area where you're speaking with the Duchess and you're kind of announced, you're announced to an area where, there's like a table nearby where there are like fruits and cheeses and drinks and so on and so forth. But she's not sitting. She's off to the side, kind of like standing. And it's a hot winter's night. So you can imagine that all the windows are kind of drawn open. So there's like a decent cross breeze coming through. She herself is dressed in, now mind you, this is a Duchess. So everything is ornate, right? But you could clearly like a lighter gown that's meant to be a little bit more flowing to allow her to stay a bit more comfortable. Her hair is tied up and beautifully set to allow, the winds to steal some heat off of her neck and shoulders, so she could sit a little bit more comfortably. Of course, being an attractive woman known for her appearance, actually, this, of course, suits her well, compliments her incredibly. Anyways, she as you guys go walking in, you're going to be announced for what you are, but you can clearly tell, actually I don't clearly tell, both of you guys roll insight checks as you're walking in.
Wish the bard was here.
Well, he chose not to go to the duchy.
Oh.
Well.
Oh, there he is.
Funny Pat.
I can see with my elven eyes.
So
This is Lord of the Rings.
either of you want to modify, are you good?
I'm elvish.
I'm good.
Okay, Rena's muted, so I assume she said she's good. Okay.
Sorry, yes.
So you guys go walking in, and one of the things that you notice very quickly is that a couple of the people, specifically looking at Ember and his quality of rags that he's walking in with, is his like terrible boots, his awful clothes, his stuff that's kind of beat up and old, but clean. It's like, cool, good story, bro. At least with the Witcher, it's a Witcher, and so the clothing is new and functional, which is appreciated. But you definitely are, any checks that you're making with persuasion checks in Bear, you're rolling with disadvantage because you look like absolute shit. You look like an ass. So I tell you, you're going to be rolling actually normal. So when you come walking in, you're announced. She'll actually turn to you and say, she'll say, and this is she, the famous Witcheress that has found her way into my kingdom. I must say the gods must smile well upon Toussaint for me to have been fortunate enough to come across two witches to handle the same problem. If only it could have been resolved well enough by the first.
She was one of Geralt. Wow.
Yeah. She'll just respond, Atelia of Karath.
And she says, Baroness Anna Henrietta. It's a pleasure to have met you.
Duchess.
God,
Duchess.
Baroness.
He said Baroness.
She gets
I was like,
disadvantage
wait.
on the rest of her rolls.
Duchess Anna Henrietta. And she says, though I do have to inquire as to why it is you found your way into Toussaint.
Like she's asking from Karath.
Yeah.
My
Best
training
you
brought
wanted to
me
start there.
here.
What'd you say?
My training brought me here.
Your training brought you here.
I had only been in Karath, hunting the monsters of the area, looking for more knowledge, more variety, I suppose.
She looks almost like dissatisfied with the answer, like hoping for something a bit more to it, but that's fine. She says, and you can kind of like plainly read that on her face because she's kind of like unfortunately an open book of a person. And she says, are all witchers so cryptic in their responses? None of you so forthright.
There's not much more to my purpose for being here other than to, I'll do what I do.
She nods and says, well, at least you've done the task well enough. Unless, of course, I need a third Witcher to bumble their way in to resolve the task. Do you think you could certify for me that you've actually appropriately handled the problem? The vampires, aside from the few remaining here and there, the problem has been resolved.
You're asking for further validation that the job has been completed?
I'm asking for your word.
You have my word on that.
Good. And if it proves to be that you are incorrect, I'll be more than happy to hold you to it, so that it gets resolved correctly.
I would not expect less.
She nods and says, how have you found fair Toussaint?
Talking to me now?
Nope.
Oh.
She's not even looked at you, really. Aside from acknowledging the fact that you were there, she hasn't even spoken to you.
We wanted on the state.
She'll just look away and then look back and just say different.
When you say different, she raises an eyebrow, but doesn't push any further. And she says, are you at the very least, are you finding yourself comfortable?
I am. And she'll nod.
She says, well, at least somebody is. You see, I'm very uncomfortable at the moment. I'm dealing with many problems, kneeling to certain overlords, dealing with disrupted trade routes, not to mention quelling the nobility since the nobility since we've had these ongoing issues. Heavy
Figure out if
rest.
I'm a duchess or a baroness.
Heavy rests the crown on my head, but these are problems for me to resolve one at a time. And the best way to resolve some tasks is to delegate, which is the reason why I was hoping that you and I would finally have the opportunity to meet.
What exactly is it that you're asking me to do?
Well, as I said, I have a few problems, and I think you might be able to resolve one of them, at least as far as the intelligence reports suggest.
I don't involve myself in politics.
Now we've got bad blood.
He threw him off. He threw off his groove.
Every time I hear the problems, I think we could solve them.
No! Wade! No! Jesus Christ. All right, Rita, back to you.
Go ahead, Baroness.
No, every time I hear that stupid fucking song, I'm going to think of... All right, moving on. So she says... when you say that, I don't get myself involved in politics. She kind of crosses one hand across her belly, rests her head, rests her chin on like her, closed fist, and says, Well, there are various degrees of politics, and one of them I expect you to get quite involved in, though this one perhaps should be a little bit more interested in, since it's a bit up your alley. This one pertains to commerce and the flow of commerce and its flow, easily from the north to the south.
What exactly is stopping the ease of flow?
There's a mountain range that protects most of Toussaint and provides us with the incredible weather that we're able to use to create the greatest wines in all the lands. However, that also means there are only a few passages that allow one to travel easily, comfortably, and safely from one land to the next. One such passage has a forest that grows there. This particular forest is littered with monsters. Kike Moray or something of the like they're called. Or so the reports suggest.
I've actually or are these her knights?
Yes.
Did I assume?
Yep.
Okay. Your knights actually informed me of this.
Well, at least they're doing their job.
Do you have any idea about what the exact situation looks like?
She says, that's why I'm looking to hire a witcher. Unfortunately, the Galleon's knights that you have retrieved from the swamps to the north and west from here is not the only one we've lost recently to the monsters that have found themselves comfortably in my homeland.
Are you looking for their retrieval as well?
She shakes her head and says, no, we've been able to find what's left of them.
Which was?
Not much. So the passage to the north, littered with these creatures, these beasts. I would like to see them removed. Name your cost, Witcher.
A castle.
I look to him, Bear.
What's the one that's bigger than a florin?
A mark.
A mark?
Eckle.
There's one that's bigger than a mark, though, right?
Golden coins, yeah, the gold pieces. Those are small, actually. They're very light. Yeah, they're worth a lot.
How much is a gold compared to a mark?
1 gold is 10 marks. So they're worth a
10
lot.
marks is half a wade.
So we're going to, just to recap, she wants us to...
Oh, no, 1 gold coin is 2 marks. My apologies, because that way it's the correct conversion, right? Right, hold on, give me 1 second.
I was like,
I'll have to check chat to be sure, but either way, go ahead.
Well, that matters. But
It does, but say your cost.
She wants us to clear the travel route because...
well,
The
you would have
Kikimor.
heard. So you would have heard Atelia say, "Your knights have made me aware of this," but I did not tell you guys.
Yep.
I don't
This is the first you heard of it, but it has been talked about beforehand.
And you're asking me what it costs?
Well, I'm.
Oh, man. All right, hold on.
Sorry, you're the only other person here.
Hold on.
We could have our own town, our own city.
That's pretty good. Okay. He'd probably have a pretty good guess as to what it would cost as to how much trade would be on that travel route, right? Well, I don't know. Would that be a different history check or something?
What,
Yeah, like,
How-
is he familiar with the area that she's
Yeah,
talking about?
How like important is that travel route?
Oh, that's if you think about it, Toussaint is if you look at a map of Toussaint,
Maps.
well, you
Isn't
have
it
Google.
pinned?
Yeah.
You have Google, and there's pinned ones. So if you actually look at the a map, Toussaint map, just so I can describe it correctly, there's a mountain range that is around that area. Hold on, just trying to get the fucking map open so I can give you accurate description
Don't
here.
curse at me, Scott.
Open link in new tab. Bam. All right.
Kick
So
your ass.
the region leading up that's through there that has like a river and like a bit of a forest or whatever leading out, that unfortunately is the only way to get up to the rest of what's the name of this nation here, Nilfgaard. It's the guys the only easiest way to get up to the rest of Nilfgaard, which is how it is that you're going to be able to get to all the different city states and nations that happen to exist up there that are under
So the only way
Nilfgaard's
for them to
control.
trade to the north would be off
yeah.
this major route. Okay.
Correct. So the good news is it actually severs a lot of Nilfgaard's influence in the area because it stops them from being able to easily get in and out. But the bad news is it also severs a lot of commerce in the area. They can still trade with the south, but it makes it a lot harder to trade with the north, and most of what you would want is to the north. So
And it's something that the knights haven't been able to do, or have they even tried?
they're trying to, but unfortunately, the Kikimor are slaughtering the knights.
Okay. Well, I tell you, it seems most, if not all, of their trade goes through that road, connecting them to Nilfgaard and the influence they have. If the knights here haven't been able to clear that path, I'm sure Nilfgaard's been trying on their side of things too, but probably not as hard. So if all the king's men can't do it, then it must be worth several gold.
She when you say that, she actually, her look to you drops considerably. She looks at you and her face drops considerably, and she says, "So you can afford a proper tunic?"
Oh,
And
I'm
also
sorry.
roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Who? Me or him?
No, him.
Persuasion with disadvantage. Come on, baby. Give me Rena luck. Okay, that's all right.
Give
I'll
me
And
keep-
wrong
Rena
campaign
luck.
for Rena luck.
Yeah, I'll keep the 10. He'll say, "Oh, I'm sorry. As a doctor, I just get comfortable in my work clothes, and you know.
Even if it makes others uncomfortable.
I mean, you won't be uncomfortable if someone here starts bleeding profusely from the neck, you know. I'll be able to. I won't worry about my clothes then, you know.
I might be concerns that disease could be transmitted.
I keep it clean. I just you never know when. Rena, I tell you, why don't you take over from here? I think.
Make us that money.
She'll look back to the Duchess.
Baroness.
About yeah, oh,
No, it's
not
Duchess. It's fine.
You got me.
Okay,
Sorry.
Clean. I didn't vote for her.
I don't know. I'm not from here. She won't even acknowledge that. She's just gonna say about how much would you estimate you make from that trade route?
She raises an eyebrow and says, "That's neither a question that I can easily answer, nor one that I intend to."
Well, fuck, I shouldn't say anything. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I mean,
My gosh.
Jesus Christ!
what happened?
Oh,
shit.
Wade's picture. Wade's
fucking-
picture. Basically, just Wade's picture.
Wade's
we made some
picture.
money.
Guys, we finally have
Christ.
enough to shut down LI for good.
Yeah, woo! Fuck the queen, Baroness, whoever she is.
Woo, money.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
I
Jesus,
just
20 more.
Oh
Oh my God, what the? Did it lag or? No, that is
no,
20
it's
more.
two.
Holy shit. Oh my fucking God. All right,
Man, I
well.
used the wrong day to prime. Fuck.
Furs, you're banned. Thank you.
What? Why? Why are you
Being too
banned?
generous, dude.
Oh.
You're banned.
It's like you're spamming chat. Oh.
Oh,
Remember that break we were supposed to have?
Now Scott can afford a real camera.
Listen, I just need to get a
2
little fan.
subs for every month I've missed being subbed since I followed. Wow.
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 That is
That's like 30 months.
Commitment,
that's a
dude.
long time. Holy shit.
Wow.
Congrats on the promotion, I'm assuming, because you must have won the lottery or something to come in here
Jesus.
and drop that. Appreciate you sharing the love.
That's
And now it's time to rob this queen
Yeah, she's
or duchess.
sharing the money.
Let's rob this duchess of all her trade Ruth's worth.
absolute insanity. So thank you again.
What First is trying to say is we should get 100 gold for this.
I agree.
That's like enough to do like level 4 of the hype train by itself, if not all the way level 5 of the hype train by itself.
Money.
Is that like because like the way it works, it like blows it up when you do things like that. That's
Now I
crazy.
can afford a proper shave.
Oh, Rena, back to you. What do you say?
Wait, you didn't shave your head? What the fuck?
Rena, back to you.
Where'd it go?
The hype train doesn't. It won't start unless there's 3 individual people that do something in a short period of time. If it's
I
one
don't think
person
it
that
has to
does
be
it
3,
crazy,
does it?
it needs to be 3 that do something. Yeah, whether it be like a donate sub or like what is it,
I just bought a
bits or
GPU
whatever.
from
But I think it has to be a
Crypto.
minimum 100 bits. I don't think you can do it for like 10 bits or something like that, right? But it has
That's
to be
something-
three
depends on the
individual people.
settings.
Yeah. So
There
see,
it
there
is.
it is. Yeah. See, there you go. That,
It's gonna be
and
tier
then,
5.
and then because it's gonna be like all the way fucking up there, right there.
Group.
Yeah.
I just bought a GPU. It costs too much money for me to drop this.
I threw my
gift
favorite
sub
dollar.
Right now.
So yeah, look at that. It's already 40% through tier 5. So tier 5 is already
Oh my
almost done.
God.
Okay. Well, I
Oh
guess
no, something bad happens when we hit tier 3 or tier 5, right?
I guess if tier 5 goes all the way up, what will happen is we'll actually have something happen. We'll roll a D100 if we complete tier 5. If you guys roll very well, she is very generous. If you guys roll in the middle, she's generous, but something interesting happens. If you guys roll poorly, then something interesting
She's
happens.
very generous. What do you
No.
mean? She something generous, but something bad happens. Is that what you
Oh
said?
my
I said
God.
interesting.
Okay, she flips off her
No.
purple mask.
Well,
Flips off this rubber mask. It's actually Lady Grundle.
Oh god.
Oh God.
Rena, if I have another vision in here, we're gonna lose all of our rapport. We're gonna go home poor.
We're gonna
okay.
She's like, never mind, I'll get Geralt again.
And there you go.
Geralt.
Oh fuck.
There you go. Look at that. Okay.
I cheered 500 bits. That's worth at least one reroll if Nessie fucks this up, right?
Okay. Well,
Yeah, do I get one reroll if I fuck this
she
up?
looks back at you, Rena, and what does Rena say in response to it?
I'm a witcher.
I'm sorry. What was the last thing she said?
She just kind of looked at him and said, "So you can afford a new tunic?" And then he said, "Well, blah blah blah, comfortable." She goes, "Well, even if it makes other people uncomfortable." He goes, "Well, I keep it clean." She goes, he says, "I'm afraid of disease or whatever it was." That whole back and forth, right?
Oh, and then Rena said, she asked about the trade route, how much it makes, and she said, "No, I won't tell you." That.
Oh yeah, she raised an
Yeah,
eyebrow. She said,
yeah.
"That's not a question easily answered, nor one I would want to give." Jesus Christ, that's just
The only
holy
problem
fuck,
is that like
bro.
I don't know what is a
No, you're fine. You're
because
fine.
the money thing is tripping me up. So whatever an appropriate amount sounds like is what she would say.
30 gold, 5
Well,
castles.
I like that we're supposed to come up with the price, and we
No,
don't know
no,
how
no,
much.
no,
I have
no,
no
no.
idea.
Rita,
Yeah, well,
Rita-
because I'm tripped up on all the
No, Rita,
money.
you're fine. So, because more or less, and Bear was kind of throwing it to her court with like an exorbitant amount because you're kind of almost like
Highballing.
yeah, like haggling or whatever. And so
Mhm.
she hasn't said no to that. She was more or less just insulting him. You know what I mean? So
So okay, I mean, she said she wouldn't tell me. So then in response to that, I would simply say,
oh yeah.
So
And
then his,
one GP is worth 10 marks, which is worth
10?
which is worth 500 florins. Yep.
500 florins.
Well, yeah, because one mark is 50 florins, so one GP is 10 marks, which is
Oh,
500
oh,
florins.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought
there you go.
one. Okay, I thought
Yeah,
one
yeah.
mark was
So
500.
one
florins.
crown is what it's called.
So
One
is the
crown.
gold a PP?
1 crown is how many?
No, GP.
500 florins or
Or 10
5
marks.
10 marks.
Wait,
Yep.
we have a bunch of EP already. Does that mean
EP
we're
is a
worth
mark.
marks.
EP is a
And-
mark.
And Bear said 100 crowns. What was he saying?
I said several crowns.
Several
Oh,
crowns,
I
yeah.
thought you specified.
100
So
crowns is
either way,
insane.
Rita, what do you
said
say?
100 crowns. He said 100 crowns is enough for you to blah blah blah. And
Did we get paid a lot more for the last job than this is already?
Yeah, how much do we get for the drowners again?
I've
It's
got
like
50. No, not the
50
drowners. One
marks
before. I've
per-
got 50 EP right now, which is what
Yeah, we got-
5
You guys
GP?
got
We got
200
200 marks.
total
200
200 total marks, which would be worth
20 gold.
20,
yeah?
20 gold, yeah.
There's gotta be worth more. No, there's gonna be worth like cat.
So 100 sounds fair.
So what do you say? You say 100 crown?
Yeah, she'd look back to the Duchess and say,
That's enough for 1 crown royal.
several doesn't sound too out of the question. How does 100 crowns sound?
She
We really-
crosses her arms across her chest and says,
That's it.
crosses her arms across her chest and says,
I pay 10 times.
No.
I don't suppose we could come to an arrangement that might be mutually beneficial. It seems to be something that the previous Witcher came through found to be comfortable. I have an estate in the area that is not being looked after. Perhaps I can part with this estate and gift it to you for you to do with as you please. I was hoping last time that we would convince a certain Witcher to spend more time here, but it seems as though with the things going on in the north and the transference of power from one crown, the crown being wrested from one brow to the next, it has caused his departure to be indefinite. Perhaps we can come to this arrangement and you will find yourself to be a little bit more comfortable in the region.
So, quick.
I have
question.
no need. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Is she asking us to stay here?
Not to stay here, but to more or less,
Okay.
you don't have to stay here, but
Just
if you have a
check- yeah,
home, you'll be here from time to time more often, more readily available.
Like Geralt's vineyard, something like not
Yeah.
probably not a vineyard, but
Nicer.
something.
castle,
It's got a
fort.
pool, right?
Yeah,
There's a leak.
naked women and men to spare.
So
A hot tub?
Rena,
hmm
I like
it's the
boobies.
ball's in your court.
Um,
Rather have the 100 coins, thanks.
it's like kind of where I'm at, honestly. Like, I live on the road. It's fine.
Derb would like a place to have a fort.
Don't do it for Derb.
Dorian would like a new loot made of gold.
How much? Well, do we know what is like property value? How much is an estate worth? Like, what's a house go for? Like,
Good question. I don't think any of your characters would have any understanding of any of that stuff because
own
you
a
don't just
barn.
buy houses,
Honestly, I
right?
don't wanna take
Land
it.
is usually granted or
Well,
gifted.
yeah, but even before I bought a house, I knew like
No.
a little
That's
bit.
that you're thinking of modern life. This is fiefdom, right? This is the Duchess owns everything unless it was granted or given or heraldry has knights owning it or so on and so forth, right? So land is something that you own because you were given it, not something that you were like, oh, so I saved up 200,000 and you know.
Let Messi might know. Let him roll some intelligence, something or another.
He wouldn't know any of that stuff.
He had a barn.
His
I
character's
had a
poor.
barn because I slept in it and no one came and kicked me out. And I
Yeah.
stayed
Yeah,
there.
see, he would.
And then I started operating on people in there and no one kicked me out until I accidentally killed someone.
At least you were there.
I have no need for permanent residence. Though it does not mean I'm unwilling to help if problems arise. I don't plan on leaving the immediate area. And by area, I'm talking about Toussaint.
Yep.
Kind of as a whole. Anytime soon.
She says, "You're sure? An estate isn't something that you might be interested in. A place to hang your swords when you're not wielding them.
So you can go wield another sword.
I imagine it can get quite pricey, going from one inn to the next, night after night, dripping roofs and the like."
Man, what would Dorian say if he was here?
Gee, if only I could hear him.
Either way, so
Don't do it.
balls in your court, Rena. It's you can tell it's your last time asking.
I mean,
Run! Run far away.
what did you? I'm sorry. What did she even say? She said, "Are you sure you don't want a place to like hang your swords
Yeah.
when you're not using them?" Okay,
Yep.
yeah. There's no telling where my work may take me, so it's or impractical to have such a place.
Derb agrees.
Crown served me better.
She says, then I would have to. She says, I have to ask, from one lady to the next. Is it true for lady witchers, for witcheresses, as it is for witchers?
Oh, damn, just coming out asking.
Atelia being oblivious is what true?
No lineage, no children, no one to pass the torch to.
All witchers are alike.
She kind of like leans back on her heels, arms still crossed, but definitely her posture is relaxed a little bit. Like, as she's like contemplating that, she goes, well, that must be quite the load off. The freedom.
I blink.
Jesus, Wade.
I make the
She
wig
says-
face.
She says,
Yeah.
and no expectation to wear a corset. Oh, the life. I imagine it must be a wonderful one. Very well then, 50 crown.
I believe my original asking was 100.
She says, I believe so as well. Would you like to have cheese or some of the food that we have put out? It is, of course, in your honor, and thanks for returning the knights that fell in the swamps.
Kill them all. Take over. Become the Baroness, Duchess, Queen.
I was hoping we get out of here without having to roll.
Oh.
Did
She'll
you
just
really
pick
think
up like a goblet or whatever of what I'm assuming is ale or wine or whatever they've got.
Wine, yep. Remember, she picks up like a glass of wine a bottle pours a glass of wine that must be worth like so much money, and she just takes like a big gulp.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh no. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, if we can't get what we want, we could at least partake in enough to make up the difference. As he says, eyeing a platter of cheese.
His big
going
brain.
She'll look to you as she goes to take like another swig, sighs, and look back to the Duchess. Fine.
She says, very well, we've come to an agreement. For 50
Start of a
crown,
deal.
for 50 crown, you will eliminate with proof every last one of them. So it's not a problem that re-arises out of convenience.
That's what I do.
She nods and says, and then from there we'll kind of like fall into a little bit of small talk, asking about like where you come from and so on and so forth. Once again, pointedly not speaking to Humbert. If he interjects in conversation,
Fire rises.
she hears what he says, obviously, but doesn't really speak to him because he looks like a dirty peasant. So,
Well,
you know.
I am.
yeah.
Of
What are you gonna
course.
do?
On the other side of things, Bane and his big brain are
I feel a dark disturbance in the force, like a forge was just denied me. Oh, yo.
Wait, no, you don't need to talk. You could just do your role play.
Of course.
Are you done? Are you done?
Of course.
I was born in Tucson.
I was born to forge, molded by it. I didn't have the chance to have land till I was already with a witcher. By then it was nothing to me but denied.
I just want to say real quick, I've watched the DC Universe Harley Quinn like cartoon show that they came out with like last year.
Sure, it's terrible.
It's really funny. I'm not gonna lie. It's actually really fun. And Bane is the best character
Thank you.
because he talks exactly like that, and he just says the stupidest things.
Stupidest thing.
I don't believe that to be true at all.
Like he gets coffee from a espresso machine, but he can't figure out how to work it. And the Riddler comes in and shows him how to work it, and then leaves. And Bane's like, "I'm going to blow you up." He like points to the coffee machine. Anyway, he keeps blowing stuff up. It's fun. It's like a recurring thing. Go watch it. It's fun. Go watch like a highlight clip. Or something.
It sounds really dumb.
It's really funny.
Pretty much anything
Actually.
DC nowadays is a disappointment if it's not just Batman.
It's on par with.
And even
like,
Batman
just-
sucks now because they have a terrible Batman.
Are you?
But yeah. What was I saying?
The
I
headline,
don't know.
Old man hates all things new.
No, it's so like I tried watching Killing Joke. I bought Killing Joke for Brittany. We put it on. We turned it off so far into it and gave it away.
You have HBO Max?
No,
Okay. If you have HBO Max, you can watch all the DC Universe films and
no,
cartoon shows.
I would not
I-
watch the
There's a
films.
few
I-
good ones.
Normally,
I don't
I'm
watch
not
new
with
Batman.
Scott, but I'm with Scott on this one.
There's
No.
a few good
He
ones.
recently has been digging themselves into a hole
Oh.
I'm glad I cannot see anymore because
Ah.
it's that deep.
I haven't watched the new.
I don't watch the live action stuff.
I haven't
Clarify.
watched the new Wonder Woman yet. So
Oh, it's so
Don't-
bad. It's so bad. Yeah, no, it's bad.
Well,
All the,
I
I've
watched
actually-
Cinema Sins on it, so I didn't actually have to sit and watch it.
the live action
I've
stuff's so bad.
I've heard mixed reviews on the new one. So
I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it's like anything like.
I'll be right back.
I think it's an entertaining movie, but
The
I don't
animated
think
stuff's
it's
good.
a.
No, it's a bad. It's not even entertaining. Honest to God, it's not good at all.
Despite my disappointment, I believe I have some rolls to make now.
well, yeah. We need to talk to Derb though, not Dweeb.
Of
So
course. You call for Derb. Derb is here and ready to go.
I, I, I,
Derb is here and ready to go. 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 Derb is here and ready to go
And if I get on my knees, I just might blow.
Of course.
All right, so Derb, when you guys hang behind, you want him to craft a
I'm Derb.
what? The actual fuck.
That's pretty sweet.
What the fuck are you doing here?
If only you could change the beard color so you could have like all 4 of you as different bearded gnomes.
You're a gnome.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I do. I can see you. You see the candle on my hat? It flickers.
Are we
Which
good?
means you're a bitch. Oh, brother. Hello. What the hell is that?
Derb misclicked.
Oh.
We kind of look like that guy who does the voice for Yago. He's the center square in Hollywood Square.
Iago. Oh, what the hell is his name? Oh my God, he was also in The Principal, the movie The Principal.
Why I oughta?
Yeah. Oh my God,
Gilbert
that's so
Godfrey,
good.
I think. Yeah, Gilbert Godfrey. There it is.
Oh, Gilbert Godfrey. That's right, Gilbert Godfrey. Oh my God, Affleck. He was Affleck until he said some seriously fucked up shit and got in trouble or whatever it was.
Oh, did he?
Of course, that was before we had a president that only said fucked up shit and never got in trouble. So,
Well, back to Derb immediately.
Here we go. That's all I have to do to keep the game going? Oh, sweet.
Be careful what you wish for, Scott. Be very careful.
What the heck happened?
What kind of state is Florida? What's Florida's called, the what state?
A wet state.
No, because
It's
like
a peninsula.
no. I said Florida. I meant Georgia.
Where you go
What state's?
to
Because Florida's the orange state. Which one's Florida?
Eastern.
Peach.
The impeachment state. That's right. The impeachment state.
No,
That's right.
James and the Giant Peach.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, sorry. All right. Anyways, so
The Walking Dead was filmed there.
roll for
Look at it. I
wasn't
have like
anyone.
a
We're
giant-
waiting.
I'm waiting for you guys to be
Hey,
serious.
you're not supposed to wade here. I'm serious.
All right. So, you guys are waiting there for the him to kind of go through his task, and the two of you are actually going to search for these documents.
Approximately how long has gone by? Absolutely no time.
I mean, we're about to start having time go by. Why?
Okay, I had one lucky thing, one lucky bit, but I figured since they were leaving that I would recharge. But I'm back down to one.
Lucky?
One of my lucky feats.
You
Technically,
recharge
we
those
rest
every
between each
day.
day.
Yeah, every day you get those back.
Right, but this is the same day that we fought.
Oh
the
no, we're
drowners.
jump cutting, man. We're jump cutting. So several days have passed, and during that period of
Okay,
time,
so
you
I'm
were
fully
able
charged.
to
Okay.
able to make checks to search. So rolling investigation check. You guys can either each individually roll, or one can choose to give the other one an advantage on their roll, whatever you choose to do.
Just give
Mine's
it
a
to-
3.
Mine's a 2, but I got double rolls, so just let me roll.
Oh, okay. Wait,
I mean, I can-
hold on. If I give you advantage on that, if you also use lucky, isn't that super advantage?
Because this is going to be a summing up of several days of research and not like a single check in a single day, he won't be able to use lucky on this particular check.
Boo.
Because
Oh.
the lucky recharges 3 every day, but obviously like we're jump cutting and then summing it up, so you won't be able to use lucky or something like that because it's like an extended action. You know what I mean? Not an individual
Detail.
roll.
Can I give inspiration to him?
No, because you get extended action. Inspiration doesn't work for extended actions. A
Well,
luck,
I'm a
a luck
2.
die would work. Like the D4 one would work.
Right. I've got a 2. Wait, up to you. Roll a d20. If it rolls even, you roll. Odds are me.
So
I mean,
roll
if it doesn't
a
make
D20
it,
to roll a
if you can't
D20.
enhance it anyway, mine is a 3. I mean, it's
Mine's a
one
2.
more.
It's a +1.
Oh,
Up
so
to
then
you.
have Wade roll with advantage, or you guys can roll individually.
Go for it, Wade.
Okay, Wade with advantage. Bam! Oh, I was waiting for that second one to be a big boy. So you got a 13. Do you want to luck it?
Luck it. 16.
Cool. So with your luck die, Wade, you guys are able to search around the area, searching for the different documents and everything that happens to be in the area for you. Sorry, Rena has a face like she was about to. Never mind. So, what? You're still muted. You hard muted your mic.
I did hard mute. Sorry. I
Yeah,
said
you-
I was laughing because I died,
Oh yeah, of course you died.
according to chat.
So you, sir, you guys searching through the area, all the documents and so on and so forth, you actually are able to find old manuscripts and old books and old scrolls and whatnot that actually have viability to them. At this point, I want you, Wade, to roll me a intelligence-based smithing check.
Okay. This wouldn't be like the history. This is smithing.
Si, senor.
Normal, not advantage, right?
Si, senor.
Gotta
You
say,
wanna
I
look that?
love how the dice are rolling, like just the actual physical dice. It's so smooth.
Yeah, when Roll20 actually uses an appropriate number of servers for the sheer
Yeah, I don't
volume
know
of
what it
people.
is. It's just so just.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
21.
So, they probably use Amazon servers, and they just recently released a bunch of loads since they severed ties. Never mind. So they when you're looking through the documents and whatnot, you guys are actually able to be very fruitful. Not only did you find some old documents that weren't entirely destroyed with all the time that you've that's passed since they were put here and not really manicured or anything, not really cared for in all that amount of time, you were actually able to find old diagrams and whatnot that happen to be here. In fact, you're actually able to find the old recipe for how it is that you would, if doing correctly, smelts the steel into a greater purity. But there is a bit of a trick to it that was kind of beguiling from the description that you had received beforehand. It does work, as was described to you beforehand. It does work that you can purify the steel to be greater, to be almost like Pat was saying, like a generic or knockoff brand dark steel called Greensboro steel, right? But for it to actually work, it still requires a very, very small amount of dark steel inside there as well. It's actually 1 in 20 parts. It has to be dark steel, and then it has the rest of it can almost be purified, kind of like it binds to it, kind of like knocking off all the other lower quality elements to bind the better stuff to it, making it this like slightly weaker version of dark steel. Either way, the purification process is, it's beautiful, and you actually understand it. You would have to bring these documents with you. You wouldn't just be able to memorize it, right? You'd have to bring the recipe with you to be able to use it as a guide for your first like handful of times doing it, to appropriately like learn how to work. And the good news from that is, while dark steel is very expensive, having small quantities like what this is suggesting is not prohibitively expensive. If you were to get 1 ingot of proper dark steel, you could use that to make 20 ingots relatively cheap of this Greensboro steel that you would be able to use to make very quality things. So that's
What's
kind
the
of
difference in quality between the Greensboro steel and the dark steel?
Yeah. And so it's a matter of durability. So there are different types of weapons, different purities, so on and so forth. The Greensboro steel is going to be far more durable when it comes to like resisting like dents and cracks and like all those like micro fractures that happen inside the materials over time than others, right? Like all dark steel is by far than others. The problem with Greensboro steel is when it is clashed up against something as pure as like Mahawken steel, it unfortunately loses that durability. Against other Greensboro, even against dark steel and against certainly lesser steels, it's extremely durable. But when you're dealing with something as high in purity as Mahawken steel or even magically enhanced dark steel, it loses those additional protections. So it's kind of like it's like very protected, but has like a cutoff point where then it doesn't work as much. So
Gotcha.
yeah, which is really, really nice. Either way, it makes it so if you were to craft something with this, like a sword like this Greensboro steel ingots that you have that are here, you would actually be able to make Rena extremely well protected weapons, except against magically enhanced high quality weapons or Mahawken. You get it. Cool. Either way, this is the purification process. Chat, oh no, not chat, and just for a luck check, I'll allow Messy to go ahead and roll me a D100.
Don't make an ass of yourself.
Oh, I didn't factor in. Hold on, stop, roll. What is it? Stop, take a look and listen. Messy's back with a new renovation? No. Chat, I'm so sorry. I'm a terrible person. I'm a liar, a cheat, a scoundrel. Okay? I am a crook. I'm so sorry. Fur is awesome. Fur, I'll actually let you decide, assuming that you're still here. I'll actually let you decide this because you did almost all of the train. The hype train was supposed to have something grandiose or whatever happen back with those guys, but I entirely forgot. I could still have it happen back with those guys, or I could have something happen here instead. Up to you, Fur. Do you want something to happen back there, or something to happen over here?
Both is great.
If Fur doesn't respond in the next couple of seconds, I will. I'll actually make a poll for it.
Both.
I don't see
Patrick,
Fur
quickly,
responding.
make a poll and put both in there.
So I'm gonna.
on it.
Oh, is Pat making it? Okay, so it'd be. Call it. Baroness. What's this place called? Forge. Both.
Both, you say? Why wouldn't we go for that?
No reason.
On to get both. Hold by it.
All right, Fur is gone.
How long? Time
1 minute, really quick. That way we don't have to hold up the game for too long.
Let's see what the Baroness
cool.
has to say.
Oh, never mind. That's not cool anymore. All right. Doesn't think for Scott, but she's. Wow, Pat. Wow, you're not weighing that. Jesus.
I'm not.
I don't want to spend. What are they called?
I made it to where they could
Potions.
spend 500 bits. I think.
Hey, you
That
put Baroness, but I think you meant to put Queen.
I did what Scott told me.
Oh shit! It's not Baroness. It's Duchess. Scott, fucking damn it.
I did what Scott
Oh,
told
you?
me. You all heard him say Baroness. I was like, this is wrong, but okay.
This isn't right. But he's the
It's
boss.
only fair that both wins, being as Scott cheated you of your hype train results.
Yes, both are winning. Yes,
Yes. God.
that's how it's working.
With no survivors.
No survivors.
I want to be Bane too.
Derek, I need to ask you a question.
Well, since both worked, what's your question?
Do you
Hey.
feel in charge?
Hey, it's
Yes.
me, Bane. Hey.
Because
Hey,
Because
Hey,
I
why
can
The
do this,
fire-
and I can do this,
Oh.
and then I
Oh
can
my
not
God.
allow him to unmute himself.
Oh,
And look at
no.
that. I am in power.
I'm not wearing one. I'm not wearing one.
Yeah. See, he asked if I feel in power. The answer is yes. Your power will not be denied.
My power would not be denied.
I mean, I could also, as lost initiative, just go ahead and
No.
wait.
Oh, you're going too far.
Hold on.
You're just mad because both won the poll. Stop taking it out on Wade.
Slash timeout. What's his name? Minion777. Except I spelled timeout incorrectly because I'm smart. Timeout Minion777. Bam.
Oh,
All right, there we go.
Oh my God.
All right. Okay, cool. So,
Toast.
awesome. So while Wade is being silenced, they're all able to enjoy peace and quiet here. Dorian, or actually Wade, if you could go ahead, represent the your side and roll me in Discord, not Discord, sorry, in roll 20.
He's still talking in chat though. Oh, he's unmodded.
Somebody unmuted him. So Wade, if you could go ahead and roll me a D100 representing your side, and Rena, since you're eating, why don't you go ahead on your side and roll me a D100? I'm curious to see who gets the higher of the two rolls, since both was low is not better. So D100. Jesus, Pat, fuck. Oh my God, Pat, I hear you here. Oh my God. Oh God! Wow. Okay. Good
What did
stuff
you say,
after
Wade?
Okay. What was that, Wade?
Can I luck this?
Wait, I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
He asks in the chat. Can I luck this?
Can you luck that? I don't think it'll help you. It's
Oh,
not a
I finally
D20. It's not a
unmute myself.
D20 roll.
Holy shit.
I found a way back in.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, chat, put away the cameras. I
Just
let
when
him,
you think he's gone, he finds his way back in.
he can turn his camera on now. Fuck you, Molly. Come on, Molly. Molly, seriously? I expect better of you. I
Wait,
expect
what did
better
Molly
of
do?
you,
Guess
Molly.
who's back? Back
Ah.
again. We
Slash
are back.
Mod.
We are Legion.
What did-
VIP Wade.
What was that, Messi?
I'm trying to VIP you or something. I don't know.
I don't think we
Yeah.
can. Scott has
No,
to.
only I can mod him. That's
Sorry, buddy. I can't even VIP you.
all right. So, Messi, sorry, Pat, no, Wade and Patrick. Wade and Patrick.
Hi.
The hype train delivers something good unto you.
I am so happy and surprised.
While you guys are in there discerning through this, reading through this stuff, so on and so forth, one of the things that you guys actually happen to discover is that accordance to this, in accordance to what's written here, you guys actually end up finding, it's actually, funny enough, Derb's rhyming. He has kind of a penchant for a play on words, and something strikes him as strange as he's reading through the books. It's perhaps a good thing that Dorian stayed behind with him, because Dorian, being a bard, is somebody who literally studies the written word. He focuses on it. It's his thing. So when Derb finds this strange kind of like word play or whatever that's happening there, strikes him as strange, he shows it to Dorian, who kind of like overlooked it beforehand. And focusing on it, reading it, he realizes that there's almost like a riddle written in there, but it's not easily discoverable as a riddle. It's kind of like, just kind of describing things, but just like the pattern, the
Hold
way
on.
that it's written.
I use this and I can understand the literal meaning of any spoken language, but I must be touching the surface of which the words are written.
But that's spoken language.
No. You can also understand any written language that you
The
see.
spell
but you must
doesn't
be
decode.
touching.
The spell doesn't decode secret messages in a text or a glyph. Boom.
You said it's a riddle.
So, anyways, he's able to learn with his sheer intelligence and not magic, with his training and not
You're right.
magic.
I don't have any magic because that's how you made my dumb character.
That's not true. You have magic. Continuing.
I hid behind a log the last thing and I just whispered to something to death.
Now I can't look at Wade anymore.
I'm as powerful as an internet troll, dude. That's how powerful I am.
I'm about to downgrade your hype train.
You
Fucking
wouldn't dare.
pulling the emergency brake.
I honestly didn't know if I could use the comprehend language.
Chat, agree with me here. They make it difficult to do nice things.
Do we?
No, I honestly, when you said that it was a riddle, I thought
It's
maybe
like-
I could use
it's
comprehend
like
languages because I
when
didn't
you-
think
when
it would
you-
be
when
an
you-
arcane sigil kind of a thing.
When
I just wanted to see
out
if
of the
it would work.
goodness of your heart, you bring your friend out to dinner at like a decent restaurant, and they're like, "Oh, but I see we didn't like go to Capitol Hill."
I have
It's
okay,
like,
so this is the thing. This is the
you
thing.
know-
There's like 2 different spells that I don't think I'll ever use, that being one of them. So I was like, maybe this is the one time. So I just figured, hey, I'll shoot my shot and see what happens. Go ahead.
Skitsy, you are 100% correct. I am the one that named it Lost Initiative. On a drive to Maine, I was going back and forth with my wife for many names, and we were down between 3 of them, and Lost Initiative was one. So
You were down between 3 wives.
no. But anyways, so continuing.
Potato toast! I don't have your other toast.
It's actually a sandwich. I found out I was stuffed.
Did you see like people that sit next to you at an empty table? Wow, Josh, they do. All right, well,
What about toast avocado?
I just want you guys to rise to the occasion. Oh,
Go on. Sorry.
can we keep playing?
Yes. I'm waiting for
Okay.
you.
So,
I honestly didn't know if I could use a comprehend language. It was just a
No,
spell
you're
that I
good, you're
always
good, you're
have,
good.
and I wanted to
So
like.
what
hey,
you're able to
maybe.
discern through the play on words that they have there, you're able to realize that it's actually in describing the different techniques that they have and this that the family's gone through, so on and so forth, and reading through these books, you realize that across a couple of the different books, they actually have written there almost like they allude to the mine multiple ways, strangely. And it's one of those things where it's like, this is weird. And you read into it, you're like, yeah, it's almost like they have a bunch of different nicknames for the mine. And then kind of like going back through it and pouring through it again, you see that every time they use the mine in the different nicknames, you're actually able to kind of like look through them, check them over, and so on and so forth. And through a little bit of like sleuthing or investigative work, you're actually able to realize that the different way that they describe the mine actually describes almost like different descriptions, or almost like, what are they called? Landmarks within the mine itself. And kind of piecing it together, you guys actually realize that the mine, it seems as though they're actually trying to describe something within the mine that might be hidden there. Something that actually might be kind of like almost like a secret within the mines itself. Now, the mine, getting to it, that's not a secret at all. It's an expired mine that many people work to. It's an emptied out mine. It's actually been boarded up because you guys have heard the history by spending time here and talking about it, that unfortunately it called to like various monsters living there. So at one point in time, they eventually kind of like walled in the mine to stop from more creatures getting in and out of it. So you would have to go and kind of like knock that down to look inside. But yeah, it actually is a mine that, in theory, has something secret or hidden inside of it, and you're not entirely sure what it is. But there is one thing that kind of hints or alludes to it. He kept referring to the mine as being his guiding light. And knowing a play on words, a guiding light is one of the things you often refer to a star as being.
Okay. Would Derb know anything that's this cryptic?
And they called it a mine. Ha 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 ha. Nice, Lance. Nice. Nice. Mine. Mine. Like hi ho. You better get to work. A pimp ain't gonna make no dough unless you ho, hi ho.
I understood that. I didn't know if Derb would.
Okay. You said you understood. Did Derb understand what do you
I
mean?
wasn't sure.
Well, I would ask him if he would understand, because I would understand that it's a riddle of sorts, right? Would I understand that, at least with my comprehend languages?
You understood all of that. You guys talked back and forth. It wasn't like an all you thing. It was like a sleuthing between the two of you over the course of the several days. Yeah.
Okay.
So what do we end up getting out of that? We know that this means landmarks, so we need to go into the mine, but like, do we know which path we need to follow, or do we actually have to solve some kind of riddle to figure that out?
No. You actually believe that and you guys are welcome to just say, let's go check it out. If you literally just say the words, let's go check it out, you can go check it out.
I would leave it to Derb.
How many days have we been here at this point?
Probably at this point in time, I'd say 4. And you know they're going to be gone for at least 5.
I guess I would ask the smith before we go on an adventure. I would ask the smith, like the blacksmith, are there any dangers in the mines? Anything to be afraid of if we venture in there?
He says there were dangers that happened over time. Time and time again, monsters would find their way inside of it, but eventually we boarded them up after having them cleaned out again. And as far as I understand, someone put a seal to keep such creatures out of the mines, so it should be safe there. It was to stop this small town from being plagued by such things.
Is there a way for us to safely get in?
Well, if you go through the front, you can get in, but I'd suggest you bring a pick with you because you'd have to knock down the barrier that's there. I imagine it wouldn't be too difficult. That was sealed up decades ago, and so it's I'm sure weathering has worn it down as is. Hell, it might even already be opened.
The seal that's put on, that won't affect us?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't know whether or not it would affect the gnome. Your people are different than us. He says, referring to Dorian and himself being human.
Is he asking if I'm human?
No.
Oh,
he's just assuming you are.
just assuming I am.
Yeah.
don't know what I would say. I'd be like, Derb, I think we should wait for the Witcher. Almost just unsure if what he's saying, there were dangers once upon a time. It's been, and I'd look back to decades since it's been boarded up. Both Ember and Italia should be arriving within another day or two. If they haven't gotten holed up.
Looking a little disappointed, but Derb will nod and kind of agree. 'Cause he's thinking
Let's
the
wait
same
until
thing he
then.
wants to go in.
If they have not arrived then, we'll go scope it out.
He says, it's not like the mine is a far travel from here. Honestly, it would take you, the road hasn't been traversed in a while,
days.
so if you, you might need to bring something to help chop down a bit of brush or whatnot that might be in your way, but an hour's walk, and that's just there with the hatcheting. I imagine it'd be a bit quicker than that returning after you've cut the path.
So the mine's only like 10 feet away?
He said an hour, so that's about 2-day, 3-day trek. Just there, not even back.
I guess we'll wait for them to get back for that then.
Well,
Really?
just, Runa, as opposed to Rena, Runa rolled for 2 Balrogs.
Wow. You shall not pass.
Okay,
Do
so you
I
guys
need to
move
roll
in.
anything to... I wanted to see this guy's crafting and teach him along the way? Is there
Yep.
any
So
rolls for that?
all you're gonna do is kind of like watch him while he's actively working, and when he's doing things that you don't need to look after because this is not important, because he's doing other tasks while things are just being heated. Kind of like you look, you're like, I can walk away for a few hours. That's when you're doing your research, or you can do your research at night, whatever it is. So jumping forward to him having actually worked at the forge and done the best work he possibly could. I'm actually going to handle this a very specific way in a second. For judging and looking it over, I'm gonna have you roll your intelligence-based smoothing check, please.
Okay, I wanted to kind of
This
guide
is your
him along the
discerning
way.
eye. So
If
you
he
want to try to
started to
give
do
him
something-
advantage?
Okay.
Is that what I'm asking? Are you trying to give him advantage?
Yeah, because the idea isn't just to watch him do something wrong. It's to help him learn to do it the right way and see how it turns out with my guidance.
Cool. You roll your check with, unfortunately, actually, with disadvantage because you're going to, well, no, that's not true. Your character's rather critical of his own work. You're actually very specifically designed that way. That's your personality. So roll a normal intelligence-based smithing check for you. Jesus Christ. All right. Kelly and Kylie are both still here because they're the same person. Since you're providing advantage for the smith, we'll have Kelly and Kylie each roll a d20 on whatchamacallit, because they're both the same person. It's the same person rolling twice. So, hello,
raid.
Fabled 42 with a rate of 20. Thank you so much. So Kylie rolled a natty 1. That's a start. That's a start. It's good that you gave advantage. And Kelly rolled an 11. All right, beautiful. And if you didn't see his roll earlier, he actually rolled with a +2. So with an 11 + 2, he rolled a 13. That is, oh man, Kylie, you're just a disappointment. You're the disappointing part of yourself. So with
Can
your,
we luck dice his roll?
nah, he's an NPC.
He could use a daddy dice.
I'll use a daddy dice. I mean a DM dice for Fabled. Because Fabled rated us, Fabled gets a DM dice. So it becomes a 16. Okay.
That's not bad.
Yeah. With there we go. So at the 16 total, he does an okay job crafting the item that you wanted him to craft. It is by no means like, oh my god, showstopper, incredible, but he successfully crafts and does a decent job crafting the blade. It's what you would expect out of a smith. Not something that you're like, oh my god, this guy
So it's
is
not garbage, but I mean,
it's a quality weapon. Don't get me wrong, it's a quality sword. But again, what you would expect
There's
out of a
nothing
smith that has
crazy
experience
about it.
weaponsmithing. Yeah.
there's nothing shockingly like, wow, this is the best work you've brought me. It's just kind of average.
No, but it's at least better than the stuff he's been making.
Correct. So it
True,
proves his
true.
skill. And to be
Given
clear,
what he has and what he's been doing,
to be clear, not all guild members are absolutely amazing. Derb just happens to be a PC.
Right. I'm not even thinking that. I'm more thinking of the other smithing, like blacksmith.
Is this guy
we've
good enough
traveled.
to be worth sponsoring because he's at least adequate, or is he like? This would be like a. Do you sponsor people that are just like good at their job, or do you specifically look for like the next great talent? Is that what you're supposed to be looking for?
You are such a small name. The next great talent, honestly, you're good luck finding some shit like that. He's already older. Well, you're a gnome. If you were human, he's already older than you and stuff like that. And,
84 years old.
Yeah. But he's he's already older in age and whatnot. It's more just expanding the guild's influence, and because when you're a member of the guild, more work comes your way more readily because you have more influence and prestige or whatever. But at the same time, they also pay guild dues, so it's also kind of like imagine a pyramid scheme, right? So it's money going up towards, and you don't get a portion of the dues, but you do get a bit of a reputation for finding somebody that does well for the guild.
Okay, but I guess the question is would this guy be worth sponsoring in Derb's eyes?
That's entirely up to you based off of the information that you've received this session. I can't make that decision.
I guess I just don't know if people
That's a meta decision.
Would people think less of Derb in his mind for sponsoring someone who's adequate?
They wouldn't think less of your craft. It's up to you. Does Derb care about other people's opinion of whether or not he expands the guild for the sake of expansion as opposed to finding the next Derb?
Derb's kind of like a perfectionist, so he wants
for his own skill, for his own shit, yeah.
But his own reputation matters. So if this would tarnish his reputation in any way, he wouldn't do it.
Let me put it this way. Sponsoring this guy allows you to walk away without paying out your teeth and gaining the shit that you just discovered. You can walk away with this information.
The cost is what I'm asking.
Yeah, the reward is you are able to walk to the north with a talent that is not known elsewhere, that greatly enhances your own reputation,
and
your own skill as a perfectionist. And he's not terrible.
Horrible giving the tools, so it can't really hurt you.
That's fair.
Unless you come into somebody that's super snobby and very specific.
Yeah.
Like, make me a spear, and then Scott makes us reroll, and he rolls like shit.
Yeah.
Then maybe you'd be like, okay, well,
he's
not a
student.
spearman. He's not bad. He's not going to tarnish your reputation for whatever reputation you have.
Okay.
If it was up to Kylie,
right now,
if it was up to Kylie, he'd be F.
It's just extra baggage we're bringing, which is not bad. It's not good.
He's not even coming with you. You're just like writing a
letter.
Right.
Is what I'm just saying. He's coming with us like in a meta sense. Like he'll always kind of be there in the back of your head. So like
I think
I don't
Derb
see.
would do it.
If you and I were to like actually step away and like RP it, I would just be like, it's not bad. It's not the best that we've seen. It's not better than what you can do, but it's not bad. It's not great, but not bad.
I mean, just for the sake of time, I don't want to RP all this too much. But
right. That's what I'm saying. I'm keeping it fast.
Derb would agree to sponsor him, but he wants the guy to get rid of the molds and actually put love into his work from this point on.
He'll say he'll kind of counter your point. He says, I understand what you're saying and appreciates the agreeance to this, but as a bit of a counter, if I continue with the molds for something like fish hooks, where I have to craft an incredible number of them, then it'll allow me more time to focus on higher quality other objects, even if there's something as simple as a horseshoe or of course a blade. I would appreciate doing so. Unless, is there a market? Is there a value in the Mahawken guild for me to craft quality by hands fish hooks? Is it something there would be a market for?
I would doubt it, but would Derb know that?
Actually, funny enough, I will allow you to roll a history check on this one for your own tribe people, and this would be your special one because it pertains to your own place. Wow. Do you want to lock that?
Yeah. Well, didn't matter.
Well, I would say, I would actually say, honestly, there's a market for anything that's crafted well, especially if you think about how much shoreline there is, assuming you've seen a map. So how much shoreline there is and how many rivers and how many lakes and whatnot. If there's, a certain quality of fishers or there's always a niche market for somebody. And if he was able to capitalize on a niche market of quality and uniquely designed, like if he comes up with his own design of fucking fish hook, you can imagine that that's going to be like almost like a patent, you know? So yeah, there would be a market for it if he can do it well enough.
Okay. I mean, the Derb would share that knowledge with him and just kind of encourage him to really break from the mold usage. Break the mold.
You're never too
Zombie
old to
mold.
break from the mold. So anyways, you say these words to him, and he contemplates them and says, "I'll take the bait. I'll do it." And actually, as he says that,
Hook, line, and sinker.
he'll actually take his hammer up off of the anvil and walk over to the molds, and he just kind of stares at them longingly for a few minutes because it took him a long time to craft those. And he raises his hammer and smashes them, each of them, one at a time. Smashes all of his molds.
My man.
Go over there, start smashing it with them then.
And I let him have the moment. And then, the next day or whatever, Rena and the other Fluffnut would come returning. Or do they? Hey guys, you rolled the short end of I said something interesting would happen. Guess what interesting thing happened?
Nothing.
They rolled in the middle. You said the middle
You better
was...
not say what I
The
think you're gonna say.
cheese plate came by and it was empty. And
The
I
middle
like,
was
"What's
supposed to be
going on?"
good with something interesting. Low end was something just interesting, and then high end was just good.
No. That was if there was one of you. But there's not one. There's two.
no,
so I
no. You don't get to change the rules
no, I
now.
split it. I split it between you
No,
boys.
No, you don't change that. Over 50 is still good.
I split it between you boys. That's what I did.
Changing the rules is bullshit.
Well, call me a cow.
I make the rules. I don't change them.
So,
Some integrity.
and Bear, the way that they're treating you there, the group of them, treating you horribly because you dressed horribly.
Liar.
The number of drinks that you've had because you're trying to have your fill since you missed out on the 50 other golden coin, the crowns I should say, and just the sheer amount of cheese. He's mildly lactose intolerant but doesn't like to admit it to himself.
No,
The cheese.
I'm not lactose intolerant.
It leads you
And Barry,
to
you had 50 kids
unfortunately
ago.
have a bit of a reaction. That sends Attilia looking across the table at you going, and I don't mean an intestinal reaction. I mean, you have 6 checks to make, buddy, old pal, old friend, oh my.
Oh God.
Are you
Oh,
serious?
no.
Oh my god.
You have luck dice, but you don't have rerolls.
Oh, now would be the time for
What am I
rerolls,
rolling again?
chat.
Oh, I
Oh, we
disabled
don't
them.
have you turned it off. Oh no.
I turned it off.
Is it wisdom saves?
Oh yeah.
Chat, we're screwed.
In the Baroness's home.
No.
Did I say it right? Duchesses!
Something good had better happen too, but that's my opinion.
Roll your first. Is it wisdom check? Yeah, wisdom check.
Would I feel it coming on? Like, would I be able to like?
Oh yeah, you'd feel it coming
Like
on.
a boner.
Okay, so I'm in the bathroom. I'm in the loo.
Who?
And I'm sweating on
You're
the
in
toilet.
Lou?
Yep. Because you're,
Lactose intolerant.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Oh God.
you had a lot of soft
Oh, God,
cheese.
please.
Oh, that counts as 2.
Hey.
We said that counted as 2.
All right.
Yeah. So all right,
2
2 out
down.
of 2 out of 6 down.
Here
All
comes
right,
the one.
poggers, bro. It's a DC 13. It's a DC 13.
Oh my God.
It's a DC 13.
Come on.
In the middle, something
Look
good will
it,
happen,
look it.
guys.
Is it really a DC 13?
It's a DC. That's your spell check.
It's me,
Roll.
Gaelric.
Oh
Roll
my
it.
God.
I say in the middle something good will happen.
One.
I said if it was one of you.
Let me
I
check,
said
is that
good,
really my-
bad, or both.
Oh God damn. All right.
All right,
Okay.
all right.
I can't do
That's
this.
3
Oh,
You're
out of
halfway
6.
done, dude.
3 out of 6. Come
I
on.
can't do this.
No, you got this.
I'm gonna shit
You
my
got
brains
this.
out
No,
in
it's
the- in front of
fine.
the Duchess.
Chess, send them luck. Send them luck.
It's okay.
Oh, God.
Is there
Let's-
like a
we have
clover?
18 luck.
Is there like a clover emote or some shit like that?
I don't want to look.
Or Lost Nick crits. Lost Nick crits.
I didn't
Oh
wanna
my
Lost
look.
God.
Nick
You
once.
got
Got it,
Lost
20,
it
bro.
That's why I didn't want to look. I knew that was gonna happen.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up.
Oh no. Well, there's still like a 20% chance nothing big happens.
Messy.
We'll be able to walk
Messy.
out of here.
I will give this, Messy. I will give this to you. I'll give this to you. I have been sitting on my reroll that was given to me by. Hold on.
Okay. You don't need to go any further. That's fine. Okay, I
By
accept.
hold on, Solo Wolf 23.
Thanks, Solo Wolf.
I don't know. Is Solo Wolf here tonight? I don't know if Solo Wolf is here. I haven't seen the name Solo Wolf in chat. We're gonna give 2 seconds for Solo Wolf to see if they're here while I add.
Elmo
the
likes
dice.
Doritos.
1, 2, party luck.
Solo Wolf said, "Yep." Hey, Solo Wolf.
Oh,
thanks
Solo
for the
Wolf.
dice.
Solo Wolf,
You have no
can
say.
I-
You have no say.
Solo Wolf, can I give that? Can I give that to him?
Bro, I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna fail anyway, Solo Wolf.
Solo Wolf, can I give that to him? Aw, Sakari. Thank you so much, Sakari Israel.
This is some bullshit.
This is on Solo Wolf. Well, sure. Wow,
down,
non-committal
Elmo.
response. All right, you get my reroll.
Thanks, Solo Wolf.
You get to
Like
reroll
I
at
Solo
91.
Wolf gave you a reroll, and then I ended up with it. I don't mind. Let's roll another one, baby. Oh, fuck me.
Doggers, bro.
Thanks, Solo Wolf.
All right,
Huge doggers, bro. Huge doggers.
all right.
Oh no, I don't need this right now.
At least it's not a natty one.
I need to open up. All right, now here's the last question. And I'm going to allow
This
Rena.
isn't fair.
Rena, the Destroyer, gets to make this one decision. Please answer. Rena,
You kill him.
are we going to A, allow this to play out right now, have him roll for it right now? B, have him roll for it on our after show, but then reveal it for everybody next session as a semi cliffhanger? Or C, 100% cliffhanger. Everybody waits the next session.
Why'd you make Rena decide?
Everybody now, semi cliffhanger, 100% cliffhanger. You get to decide, Rena, because you are the Witcher, and he's shitting in your bowl of fruity pebbles.
It's a cliffhanger either way, though.
No, because you get to at least hear the results if you do it now. And Rena at least gets to hear the results on A or B.
Yeah, we won't be able to deal with it till next week anyway, so it's a cliffhanger.
I think a semi cliffhanger is more interesting.
All right, so we're gonna roll for it in the after show, and they get to see every one of the patrons. What is it? I think it's a $2 tier up or whatever. Gets the after show videos. They all get to see what it is, and everybody else will have to wait till next week to see what it is.
It sucks.
All right, all right, beautiful. All right, then with that, why don't we end the session? So, wow, we got almost nothing done because, fuck you, Wade.
Oh,
Hey, go to the Discord if you want spoilers on
Nope.
what the role is.
Nope. Nope.
You betrayed us.
No. A whole bucket of no.
Betrayed
I'm gonna do that soon.
Oh, God.
We hate you.
Okay. Okay.
Love us,
I
God.
typed in Kirby, not Furby. Oops.
That's a bucket of nope. Okay. It's just too much. Boom. And boom. All right. So you can find Lord
fuck.
Minion fucking himself at, oh, nope. There's number 2. Okay. Bye-bye. You can find Lord Minion 777 or Minion 777 at twitch.tv/Minion 777, and they are playing lots of video games and doing crazy stuff over there. Because clearly Lord Minion is Legion. Him and his Minionites, or the Minion army, are just a bunch of horrible people. Lieutenant Treadmill Troll can also be found hanging out over there making horrible creations that make people never sleep or want to. All right. Then we also have, for some reason, Messi left us. Is that like Crank Gameplay is replacing? I didn't know Crank during the campaign instead of Messi. That's funny. Hey, Crank. So you can find Messi over at twitch.tv/Crank Gameplay. I think that's the name. Is it Crank Gameplays? Is there an S?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So you can find Messi over at Crank Gameplay, twitch.tv/Crank Gameplay, or Messi Was Taken. He uses both names because he's a strange individual, where he does various things like play video games, and
He does do that from time to time.
yeah, he does. And let's see, he's part of the Squirtle Squad, and the basketball thing. and Dunk. And you can also find Patrick Static. Patrick, would you like to tell us where you could find you?
Yeah. I've been playing a lot of Stardew Valley recently. You can find me on my YouTube channel and Twitch channel. What? Oh, is it the chat?
Yeah, I can't look.
Oh, just focus on me. I'm fine.
I'm looking at you.
My beautiful face. So I've been playing a lot of Stardew Valley today. I started playing. I may have bought another copy of Animal Crossing that I could play on my other Switch because it's just a really, really fun game.
I know. I was
He was so ready.
I was like, he's like, just look at me, my beautiful face. It's like, I know. I would never have guessed if he didn't say it. All right. You can find him over at twitch.tv/ Patrick Static. No I, because he doesn't know how to spell his own name. And Rita the Destroyer, the only one here that's even worth noting. Rita doesn't have it turned on because it breaks her camera. So, Rena, you could tell us about
a real life Furby.
No. Oh no, the long Furby.
Let me just. I'm just kidding.
I was like,
I have no Furby, but I can acquire one.
Tell us about you, Rita.
I'm Rita the Destroyer. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. I am gonna be playing some Among Us tomorrow, actually, and I've mostly just been playing a lot of Cyberpunk. I can't stream that, but I'm obsessed with the game, and I just did a drawing stream the other day too. So yeah, that's what I'm up to. But make sure you guys follow everybody else here because they are lovely people, even if Scott won't let you see, their beautiful faces and who they are. He's calling the police because we all threatened him with Furbies. So.
Oh, am I on speaker?
Yeah, they can hear you now.
Oh, hey guys, it's Crank Game Plays with an S. He said there wasn't an S, but there is.
Well, I wasn't sure. I was kind of like on the fence. So, sorry to interrupt you, Rena, but
he called you.
Yeah, Sloppy called. So, yeah.
All right. Well, have a good night, guys.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll see you in the after show where we have to find out how you ruin the world.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Thanks. All right. I'm sorry, Rena. He called me. Were you finished? I didn't mean to rude to you.
I was done.
All right. Cool. And twitch.tv/Daleric. You know how to spell my name. Daleric
Where can people see the after show?
Spelled like this. Oh no, that's not how you spell Daleric.
Is that on your Patreon?
The after show is on patreon.com/Lost Initiative. A $2 tier and up gets access to all the VODs that are on there. They are goofy as shit. And then the other tiers, you can like do stuff to affect the game, make items and various. You could actually even make a quest. The highest tier that's over there, you could actually design like a bolting quest for them to go on, which is a lot of fun. But yeah. All right. Anyways, I'm going to go so we can go record the after show. I'm gonna grab a snack super fast, like a quick nom, because oh boy, I'm a hungry boy. All right. Bye everybody. Thank you for coming by and hanging out. Y'all are badass.
Bye, chat.
Especially for tonight. But everybody's badass. Here's our credits and our special thank yous to all you mad motherfuckers that do incredible things. We'll be seeing you next week. Hopefully next week we actually get some story done. Hopefully somebody crashes the servers over at Snapchat so that we can actually, play our game. Snapchat single-handedly ruined Dungeons and Dragons after almost 30 years of playing D&D. I think it's been ruined for me. What do you think, Rena?
No thoughts, head empty.
You're
Who are we rating?
Oh, yeah, we gotta raid somebody, don't we? Who do we got? Is there anybody we know?
Who do we
Of course,
got?
whenever I raid from Lost Initiative, it always says nobody. Like, it always says channels you follow blank. Even though there's
yeah. Oh, that's right. Blue's live.
Oh, Blue is? Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Blue Ether. Is it 2 E's, right, in blue?
Two B.
Because it's ether.
So BBL.
Oh, BBL. Gotcha.
UE.
BB. Oh, hey, cooldown complete. Height train is not ready to leave the station. Thanks. It literally just popped up on my thing. All right. Let's go raid Blue. She's wicked fucking badass. I was actually chatting with her about playing D&D sometime soon, so she actually might join in
yes,
to a campaign.
please.
Yeah, I told her I'll try to get her into a campaign with you, Rena, even if it's just as a cameo
Yes.
sometime. Yeah, she said that she's an absolute chaos player, so I was like, oh, rather than having her at Delric, maybe I should have her as a sub-in over here on Lost Initiative sometime, where she could just be a nutcase.
She'd fit right in.
Yeah, you should message her on the side about a concept that she might like to play in the Witcher world. So
Totally will.
yeah, because that could be a lot of fun. Maybe we could like temporarily, give somebody the boot, or if somebody has like a bunch of trips that they have to go on or sometime in the future.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
by the way, all right, ready to go?
Ready to rage over that rage.
All right, let's go Raider. Bye, everybody.
Bye.